Okay, so Greg and Tom are both sitting down right now, so we're going to be switching over to them right now. Okay, and then do we know who the? Do we find out who the top and the bottom players are? Hmm? Wow, that's interesting. So we have Greg Shaw playing the new Legend deck, and then we have looks like Tom Haight on RalOps. ROPS, I mean, is a good deck. At least that's what I think. I really can't. I didn't see Tom. I did not put Tom on ROPS at all. It's but it is Tom's a control player, and yeah, so we're down here. No, the green, yeah, the green line is part of the. But what do you think? Would you put Tom Haight on ROPS? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We saw him yesterday play OA. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Here, one second. Let me get your mic up, because okay, I'm gonna work on that in a second. Uh, let's see, Phil, go. Let's try it again. Let us know if you can hear Phil. Yeah, you might be Hayes, Mike. That means it's on. Those are all on high. Can we hear Phil now? No. Mm. Yeah. This one.
Okay, maybe that one. It's definitely Hayes Mike picking up now, but I don't know if it's coming through to the stream. Yes. Yes. Yay! Thanks, Steve. Yeah, this is my. I didn't get enough sleep last night. Sexy morning baritone.
He's on the performance. I feel like that name
Yep.
is familiar.
Now we're trying to. Yeah. Well, they haven't started yet, so we just want to give the people something interesting. They can't hear you.
now can you hear me?
Oh,
Anything? 1, 2.
they said we turned the webcam mic on.
Yeah, I switched over to that.
Oh, okay.
Anything from me?
I swear this was working yesterday.
Still no.
All right, well, you keep working. I'll just start talking a little bit about this. All right, so we have a Legends deck from Greg Shaw. So this will be fun. So we didn't really see Legends played yesterday at all, and definitely not anywhere near the top tables so far as I'm aware. So this is really interesting because Greg started Walkling, a Brave Resistance naturally, and then Rebellions are built on Hope, and I think that's a really intriguing call because between pulling the Profundity and Brave Resistance, we see Admiral Holdo make an appearance here early with huge blowout potential.
Okay. Can you guys hear me at all now? Testing. That should work.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right. Can you still hear
Everything's
me?
fixed. Here, I was gonna say.
Boom.
I'll move over and.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
You're very generous.
Queso is the man.
All right. So they just got going. Looks like Tom's getting started. Looks like he's just playing a standard ROPS. That is not Trooper Beats ROPS. That is a standardish ROPS.
So it's more like the Bastion.
As he's going through, it looks like it. So he started Code Clearance, Established Control, and the Imperial Arrest Order Secret Plans combo. Deployed to Domination turn 1, which is a good draw for him. All right, so he busts out the Prefect's office first, and now he's going to go for a docking bay. There's the executed docking bay. Check the hand.
I was gonna say he's got the other sight in his hand.
Yeah.
Definitely saw it looks like a walker in his hand as well.
Yeah, this being matched.
But those.
This
Well,
being
time out. Is that an AAT?
an AAT?
Or no, is that Blizzard 4?
No, it's Blizzard
That's
4. So with this being match play, especially the first couple of turns, you can expect the guys to be a little slower and more deliberate. Especially because he doesn't know what's in Greg's deck, and with that start, there's a lot of options. Profundity. He's going to have to be careful going to space because that definitely could be blowout potential.
What was Greg? Okay, so Greg started the Maze Castle.
Yeah, it looks like he's got the Takodana,
Yeah.
Maz's Castle, and he's got Octo. All right, so Tom Haight also pulled Fondor, and now he's just drawing.
So we have.
See, he opening handed to site and played that, so he's got 12 in hand right now.
Okay.
And that should. No, he played Domination. So yeah, so
played the
he's at
Domination.
12. So he's able to
Okay.
draw the full 6.
And Greg just goes get the Profundity with Rebellions are built on Hope. I don't know. What do you think about the new Legend deck? Look, you said it. We haven't seen it yesterday at all.
Yep.
And I know Hayes was talking about it yesterday. He thinks the deck's not as good as it could be. There is a good deck list out there.
Yeah.
But-
So when we were looking at the deck before this event, our conclusion was we didn't have enough time to fully figure it out. We were better off sticking with things that were a little more developed. But one of the advantages now with Jemp, for example, is some really good players such as Justin Desai have been running a lot of games with it. They were doing a EPP build. They'd pull Luke, multiple senses, so they could draw a large hand and just sense Monarch if it came down, unless they're playing Crush, and just set up a big hand. And then they would wait for you to go down, and then they just hit it hard with several guys. Luke out of play, no weapons for you, force projection, just dominate a location.
And we see
Yeah,
Greg.
there's Holdo. Yep.
Yeah,
so
he's putting
Brave Resistance
Holdo
for
back. No, I think he's putting Holdo back
he-
into the use pile.
Putting Holdo back to get somebody else, which probably means
Yeah.
he got a leadership to get Holdo out. He pulled a saddle with the objective, I presume.
Definitely I saw an EPP Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I think the deck
multiple
makes.
fins, multiple rays.
Yep. It looks like a Ray with lightsaber.
Blaster Deflection's in the deck, but I mean, I don't see Blaster Deflection really coming into play in this matchup.
Probably not. It's unlikely that Tom Hade's playing any EPP. So
Okay,
I don't
so-
think I don't think EPP Vader is a bad call because a lot of people you won't see him coming and can make it really easy with ROPS when you get that surprise beatdown against mains when they're spreading a bit trying to keep you from flipping.
So, Steve, I thought I saw one. I could be wrong. Just by looking through the deck as quick as Craig was going, it just looked like it was that in there. But
Yeah.
Not sure. I'm a little surprised that he didn't grab an EPP, especially against ROPS, just because weapons seem like they're the best idea against ROPS because you want to get rid of those little guys as quick as you can.
Well,
He grabbed regular Ray.
yeah. His plan may be. Oh, see, there's definitely a Master Qui-Gon in his
Hmm.
hand, so he's got some immunity.
He's got.
So Qui-Gon's really strong. If you can get him down, just make sure you don't get super overpowered. And
Hmm.
since they don't usually have weapons, you put Qui-Gon plus another guy, you can
Yeah,
save up
I
20
saw
plus
he had
easy.
Lando. Is that a? Yeah, he's got the Lando. He's got
Uh,
Rescue in the top.
yeah, so he deployed Luke the Last Jedi with the saddle for 3. All right, so his perimeter scan.
Oh.
Perimeter scan to play another shield. That's interesting. So he really doesn't fear the trample, apparently. All right, and Baroni has confirmed in chat that it's his Legends, so this should be fun. Kind of wish we could get him to call us in and chat about this. It'd be great to hear his thoughts on this. So, Steve, you want to throw anything at it in the chat? We'll make sure that gets mentioned.
So.
Desai as well. Morning, Justin. Wish you were here.
Yeah,
I had to make top 8 anyway, so it would have been great for you to kick somebody out, I guess. But
I was gonna say I'm excited to see if Justin and Steve go over to Euros. And see
yeah,
what they
you guys
play.
going over to Euro Worlds? Yeah, you can chime in.
Can we get a
first.
confirmation?
All right, Greg's looks like he's just drawn, getting set up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. It'd be interesting here. So I feel like normally for ROPS, the play the next turn would be to flip, but I don't know. Tom Haid tends to be very conservative,
Mm-hmm.
and with Legend, I mean, next turn Greg's going to get at least 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, at least 14 plus more if Tom pulls any sites. Yeah, so with large hand and that much force, I could see Tom maybe trying to wait one more turn. Kind of depends if he puts Greg on playing Grimtash as well, because he's at about 12 cards, so it's not like he can really draw a lot unless he wants to risk it.
I was gonna say it looked like when Greg used the Rescue in the Clouds, he grabbed the barrier cancel, which is going to be smart because if he has the Master Qui-Gon, the Lando Scoundrel, and Rey, he could just go down to a few sites possibly and clear off a few guys off of RalOps or Ralatir.
Yeah, it's interesting. He can take one site. You can slam one. Does he go for 2 to keep him from flipping? I mean, his flip side does help against the ROPS drain reduction. So, for instance, Rey and the Falcon at Jakku with any other resistance person would still be draining 2, even if it was flipped, and that would also ignore resistance because it's draining 2. So, he's holding a sight and doing that. He can start forcing through some regular damage, maybe as a lightsaber as well. Though if it's Brony and Desai, that lightsaber is probably not adding to the drains because the destiny on that card is low.
Yeah.
So.
And the nice thing about it is, once Greg does flip, like I know the Emperor's a main staple in the ROPS matchup, his immunity goes from complete to less than 5.
Yeah.
And enemy invaders less than 5. Any ships that Tom would be playing, like the Emperor's shuttle, goes to less than 5.
Yep.
And depending on what Greg has for space besides the Profundity and Holdo, who we have seen, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So Justin and Steve did confirm they're trying to make it work, but flights are getting crazy. And also, Steve has told us multiple times this deck is really complicated to play, which makes sense because it's a really open-ended platform, and so there's a ton of options, and picking the right line of play is definitely going to be complicated. Which card do you pull with Rey?
Well, it looks like he's putting...
He must have drawn another one. Because you don't put Holdo down to pull Rey and then pull Rey down to pull somebody else. You know, that's even worse than the used pile chain where you use Kylo to pull Phasma to pull Snoke. You're just like, that's not really the most efficient use of your cards.
It's...
So
he just goes and grabs Holdo again.
Must have drawn another Rey.
That's interesting.
Yeah, well, that means if Greg goes to space... if Tom goes to space, Greg can counter battle, flip, cap immunity on the shuttle, Holdo, Profundity,
clear.
like plus 10 to battle destiny, draw destiny, burn
And
right through code clearance.
yeah,
So
I don't know. Like it's kind of surprising just seeing the two players playing what they are, and being that the format now is you once the Tom bait is announced,
oh, we got a
you
rescue. Sorry to interrupt.
oh, you go upstairs and you don't know who you're playing. So right now, I think the matchup just on paper says that Greg has a slight advantage because he's playing Master Qui-Gon and guys who can come down to RalOps and just disrupt what Tom is trying to do. But again, this is as Steve and Justin have said, this is a very, very hard deck to play, and so I mean, we'll see what Greg can do.
Yeah, Greg's got good in-game feel. He's really good. At just evaluating lines of play quickly enough for it to be meaningful. Um, so I imagine he'll come up with some good here, and it definitely it's got tech for ops. If you got this deck from Steve and Justin, they know the power of ops definitely, and so we'll be ready for it.
I think after this
All right,
matchup,
so he's just
especially,
drawing. He is not putting Tom
wow.
on Monarch, and many people do not play Monarch and Rop. So
Yeah, I was
this
going
will
to
be
say
fun.
that hand is quite large. I mean, they both actually have the two large hands because all Tom did last turn was maybe play a sight and then draw
Yeah.
a few cards.
Yep. Yeah, and this is interesting. I know there's the whole the Grimtash Monarch debate.
Oh, here we go. So
As far as how that
Greg's
goes.
using the escape pod combo. Oh,
Yeah,
so to grab the Hojix.
always a good card.
Oh, who would have? I mean, we saw yesterday with multiple instances of Grimtosh affecting games. I believe you had a good story regarding Grimtosh, but we'll get into
Yes,
that
indeed.
later.
Yeah, go watch the stream video from yesterday. About halfway through, must have been like 4:30. I actually jumped in and explained what happened. By the way, Justin, you should be very proud of me. I played half my games yesterday where I easily got up to like 17 cards and just played that way for like 4 turns.
That's because nobody plays Monarch and Grimtosh, but apparently some of the some players feel like we should be shielding against that card or those cards.
See, on the one hand, I understand the desire to be able to draw big, and it's like if you need to draw big, like if you're in a bad spot, it's like what's the worst thing they could do? Am I losing the game? Am I going to lose the game more? But at the same time, like it's a really different game when you're both playing with 20 card hands.
Yes.
I mean, you basically each got half your deck in your hand, half your deck down, nothing on the table, and you're like, how do I commit? Like nobody wants to be the first one to commit, so it does slow the game down.
Okay, so we have some
Yeah,
action from
we got
Tom
Min Canal V
with
went down for 3, and it looks like he played There's No Try as the shield pull.
and it looks like he played the he put a card onto Min.
Tarkin's
Probably,
Bounty.
yeah, the best card in Star Wars.
Let's see. Yeah, so he's diving in for the tunnel vision on the force pile. It's off screen. We can't see what he's going to get. Justin, no, unfortunately, I did look at the logistics for Europe. I could not swing it this time around. But I'm hopeful we'll do it again in like 3 or 4 years, and then I'm definitely in.
Yeah, I think the rumor mill going around now is that there's going to be a rotating site for Worlds. So apparently, like Euros has a good community, Minnesota's a good community, East Coast has a good community.
Yeah. Works for me. I don't mind flying out. It's better for the event to be close to a larger number of players. All right, so Tom is finished. He took something out of his force pile.
Looks like it's Vader.
I think that's Vader Enforcer.
Yeah.
That's like
Enforcer,
that's
that
the
little
one
bit of
spot on the
glare.
table with a bit of glare, but I'm pretty sure that's Emperor Enforcer.
Okay,
All right,
so now we have
that's got to be
Admiral
Piet
Piet.
hopping onto the
Okay, so
Executor. We'll see what he tutors up. Oh, there goes
Okay,
the
that's
Blizzard
Blizzard
Scout
Scout
1
1.
virtual. Which is a great card in ROPS. I hear apparently people have even been running 2 of that card in ROPS. Just like double that, double Blizzard 4. Which
yeah, it doesn't look like
it
though
seems
that
strong.
Tom has another walker. It looks like he has the Emperor shuttle and Mara in her ship, and oh, he's playing the new Mithron, which is kind of interesting because he's on the card.
Oh, that is interesting. Was that his? Was that a cosplay?
He cosplayed as Thrawn.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes, we do know that the West Coast has Seattle. Seattle's actually one of the better tournaments that I've been to, just because I like the free breakfast. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like staying at the Hyatt myself, but getting that free breakfast in the morning is pretty nice. Plus, having Worfs drive us out to get provisions is also is a good thing.
Yeah. No, Harpster, I love the West Coast, but I think it's easier for the community for the events to be like for the Europeans. It's definitely easier on the East Coast. Minnesota's easier for the U.S. community.
I'm sorry,
Uh,
but I like the dig from Baroni here. Okay,
Fair play, fair play.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So
remember a few years ago at Worlds, Justin was trying to get a situation where he could hand me, like, toss me something like, "Why didn't you run it?" after he intercepted it. But
oh, those guys from Boston.
hey, it's fair.
Yeah,
Seattle fan base too was
yeah.
very confused at the
So,
fact that the football was not run.
so
But we're supposed
along
to be
with
doing commentary, so I guess we'll figure
yeah.
out what they're actually doing. So it looks like Hades, you got Simaluvi next to
Mm-hmm.
Mincanao. He shuttled Piet from the Executor docking bay over to the Spaceport docking bay, so he's on all three sites. He's flipped. He uploaded any card.
And he's now, I mean, these guys have
He's
nice forfeit. He's getting the +1 not only
yeah,
from the objective for each of his sites,
right.
but he's also still getting that +1 from the established control. So he's activating a lot of cards. And he's still got, like, it looks like he's got 3 cards left in his force pile, and he still has that massive hand. So it's gonna be
Yeah,
interesting to see what Greg is gonna
yeah,
do. I know Greg has the Padme, so we could see Padme coming
yeah,
down against Vader with possibly a Lando.
yeah.
I mean, and then we could also see there's just so many things that Greg can do here with the amount of force he has, that big hand he has.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
I mean, because he's gonna get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Plus, he had some saved. He's got a large hand, so picking the right line of play. So back to this being a complicated deck to play. This is interesting. Like he could go. Knowing he has Padme, you could see him going Padme at Vader, maybe bringing a friend,
Hmm.
and also going at the Blizzard Scout 1 and attacking that first, so it can't react over to
Hmm.
the other battles.
Well, if he just gets rid of 2 of the characters' as sites, Thompson flipped back.
Yeah, he can flip Tom back here. So, but
Hmm.
the way it plays out is if he has to then consolidate to one site, Tom then plays the fourth site, flips again,
Mm.
um, and then he's on 3 sites, and Greg has guys committed to the table.
So,
And he may be able to battle into them easier to clear out
hmm
some of those guys if he's getting the +4 to Destiny.
yeah, and it looks like it's Piet on the Blizzard,
Yeah,
the
it's
Blizzard
Piet. He
Scout.
shuttled over from the Executor docking bay, or excuse me, docking bay transited. That was not a shuttle, and got him on the Blizzard Scout 1.
So, uses
All
5
right.
force.
Here we go. Yep.
Okay,
All
so
right.
Ray with her
So
saber.
there's Ray with lightsaber.
Do we have a barrier? No. No. No barrier. Okay. It looks like Greg also has the new Ahsoka. Is really good.
Yeah, she's a really interesting card. I think we'll see her crop up in a number of decks, and she's really good in Diplo, QMC. I think she
Hmm.
actually can be really good playing Hitco. Uh, yeah, she does a number of things. So we'll see how that comes out. All right. Checking his count. So big hand. All right, here we
Okay,
go.
so now we
Solo.
have Solo. Still nothing from Tom.
Um, yeah, I would assume Tom probably plays like one barrier, but ROPs usually rely a lot more on reacting and cards like
Hmm.
Lana Dobreed and such to prevent yourself getting blown out. So um, in this case, if he could, like, just seeing those 2 guys on the table, if I'm Tom, as long as I don't get like Clash of Sabers, I assume I can. Oh, and also, let's see, he has Decree if it did go down to just Min. But I'm assuming I
Mm.
can still clear those guys back uh, with attrition. I can probably draw
Hmm.
if I can draw at 5. All
Oh,
right, Lando.
He's coming
Okay,
down with a
yeah.
big.
I mean, Tom's definitely got a gig. And the other thing is,
Yeah.
if he does spend all his force committing to one site, um, he's obviously going to flip him back
Mm.
right here.
So here's another thing. Now, If you're Tom, do you react with the Blizzard Scout Walker?
No, if I have a Gick, definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
Like then I'm just losing extra cards for no reason. Interesting. Pays to deploy Finn. All right, so he is really. He
So,
seems to be really all in on there not being a on Tom Hayden not having a Gick. So he
but it
plays
looks like.
Finn. I would assume it's either because he wants just the 4 power. He also might go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and pull the blaster proficiency before he swings. But I would have thought he would have done that before battles. Um,
Does he
but
play a
he may
blaster
already have it on.
proficiency?
Oh, I'm sure this deck plays two, I believe. Finn uploads it once per game.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing EPPs. You're going for beatdowns. Yeah,
Mm.
it's a great card in this deck. So you play a couple of that.
So right now, Tom is getting +3 to his total battle destiny, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So assuming it looks like that's a fight, and it looked like he spent one for the battle.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume Tom is just trying to figure out what does he want to respond. Um, so if he doesn't have a Gick, then he would definitely react the Blizzard Scout one over. But if he does, no reason to bother.
Mm-hmm.
So
And I think if you're Tom, I mean, the fact that even if he doesn't, if he has the gig, he can start then looping it with the RalOps objective.
let's see. So he just spent one to move as a react, and then that would have been probably an Odin combo canceling the react.
That's what it looked like.
Let's see.
If you're Tom, do you spend much time?
All right, so he just placed the
Okay.
Odin combo out of play with Min.
Interesting.
I mean, Min's probably not a guy who's necessarily going to recur. I mean, he could pull him back later, but there's often better guys doing. All right, so now he's going for a swing. He drew a Ray and rescue. So unless that gets close called, that's a hit.
Yeah.
I expect we'll see the Sorry About the Mess on this, and then Tom will place Decree out of play. Yep, there's the Sorry About the Mess combo.
Into the and you said it into the decree so that Memmin can draw the
Yep.
battle
All
destiny.
right, so now he'll lose the rescue off the top of his use pile. The Sorry About the Mess. There it goes.
Well, now doesn't
Yep, and there
I
goes
was
the
going to
Decree.
say, doesn't he retrieve one with Ray?
He does. He would have to pay for it. He may be wanting to save force, but yeah, I would have thought
Yeah.
he would have retrieved. I think the retrieval
Yeah,
is
you wanna-
automatic
you wanna-
action, so
it
I
is
think
an
he has to
automatic
retrieve.
action.
I think he has to retrieve before the Sorry at the Mess.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we're allowed to active judge from the stream. I don't know if we're doing active judging today.
We are doing active judging, so
Well, technically, Ray's retrieval being canceled by secret plans isn't an automatic. It's the retrieval should be initiated. He chooses not to do it. We have no way of knowing.
yeah.
So,
But you would think though that Greg would almost want to get the sorry combo back unless he's
well,
banking on solo.
I think it's automatic, so it would have to be before sorry is what I think. I
No,
believe
you
the
can
text
retrieve
is,
sorry.
Is Raise not automatic? Is it a
Yeah,
may
it's-
retrieve? If it's optional, then they could do it optionally.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Yeah. Steve says the retrieval is automatic, so he would retrieve.
you cannot pay for it.
Yeah,
No,
that's what I was
it's
saying. So
fine.
it effectively is canceled
Okay.
automatically if he doesn't pay, because he'd be like, "Oh, retrieve. Oh, I have to pay for it," and so they may have just verbally just not done that. There's
Okay.
it wasn't a misplay in the sense of he should have done something and couldn't. If there wasn't secret plans out, then actually
He would have had
technically
to
he should have
retrieve.
retrieved.
Yes.
Then it would have been a misplay.
I'm just a little surprised that he didn't retrieve. It just, I mean,
Well, I mean, he spent, what, 5, 9, 14, 18 playing those guys? I'm not sure how big his force pile is, but he wants to save one for Lando, I would think. I mean, and...
well, who would you lose? That's the question.
oh, Finn.
Okay.
Yeah, and probably Finn and Lando is what you hit. I'm assuming... I missed what he drew for Destiny, but I'm assuming it was
He
like a
drew.
5.
He drew at least. I saw.
Yeah.
Rescue
So he has these two
and,
guys. No, I mean, what Tom drew. Yeah,
It was a.
so Tom Gicks, and then Greg grabs, which is definitely the correct play.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good point. Yeah. Steve points out that he might want to solo the Sorry About the Mess, so by not retrieving it, he keeps it available. Which definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, there's a number of ways that could
I
have
was
gone.
going to say there's at least with me, there's a reason why I'm sitting here and Greg is sitting there.
It's because you know how to make the mics work, and like we tried to put Greg on here, and
Yeah,
it was
sure.
bad. It was real
We'll
bad.
we'll say that's
But
the
yeah, some
reason.
mistakes were made.
But yeah, it looks like he has at least 2 saved.
Yeah, yeah. These two. All right. So that went.
Okay.
That went basically the way that Tom would have expected it to go.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it. And you do wonder, once you start getting into the mind games within mind games, if he did the react with the Blizzard Scout 1, hoping that it would actually be uh, canceled. Actually, no, I think he wanted it over there
Mm-hmm.
because he didn't have Chewie with Bowcaster. He was going to have enough forfeit to make sure it stayed on the table. And we know he has, I believe he has an AT-AT in hand, or he could have pulled one. In
Yeah.
which case,
I was gonna say I
having
don't
the Blizzard Scout 1 at the same side as Ray or Solo,
would have
if he
canceled
had
one.
Blizzard 4, he could actually cancel one of the game
Mm-hmm.
texts.
And I was gonna say I don't see any walkers in his hand. I see a lot of characters, and I see 2 blue cards.
Yeah.
And the blue cards looked like Mara and her ship, and the Emperor's shuttle. I know it looks like he has the Emperor.
Yeah,
He still has that one sight.
yeah, he's got the fourth sight. He's still flipped.
Oh, he has a trample too.
Yeah, and trample with domination, so you get the redraw on the Imperials. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like your odds are pretty good. Rops actually has pretty solid destiny. Doesn't have a lot of ones. So
I think the
needs
main one is
fours.
probably Vader. Outside of that, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it has some low destinies, but nothing that it can't
I
either.
mean, you need a 4 on the trample, but yeah, it was really weird that Greg played the perimeter scan early. Either he has 2, and he was just trying
Mm-hmm.
to get it out of the way, but if he only has 1, it's a bit odd to burn it when you're going to want trample protection in this
Mm-hmm.
match.
And I mean, I don't know if he has used
Yeah.
it yet, but he might still have his force pile pull.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen him use that yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what you'll see from Tom here is if he can get 2 guys that draw on their own. Let's see. If he went to attack, so you're facing 9 power and 2 destiny.
Okay, so he throws down Vanny to the docking bay.
All
He
right.
uses Vanny's game text to activate one, so he's
All right.
still got a
Vader's
lot
already on the table. Yeah.
here
So
Canis, and he doesn't have Min, so he's not going to use that part of the game text. I think he's just going to reinforce here at the 2 sites, so that way he knows he can stay flipped.
yeah, there is some advantage to Ray being on the table because
Mm-hmm.
Ray and Solo is usually part of their big beat squad, and so having those 2 down, I mean, they're threatening a drain of 1 that um, Greg would have to pay for. So that's not particularly concerning. He's got to pay the rest order, obviously, so Nabrin's not a thing. Um,
Yeah, and seeing that Lando's in the lost pile is another good thing. I mean, he might be playing 2, we don't know,
yeah.
but
All right, here we go. So we got. So
and
he
that
played
looks
Mara
like
in Decimator, and then he's played Mithron aboard. So it wouldn't surprise me actually if right now he just leaves that there to prevent the Tannin from
Mhm.
coming down and flipping him back. Yeah, and so right here he's just playing the consolidation game. There's no pressure on him. Like I said,
Mhm.
all Greg can do is pay 3 to drain 1. So Greg's gonna have to interact. And the more of Greg's things that get committed to the table and or in the
No, I
lost
think
pile,
the
the
drain.
better
I think
Tom can
Steve's
do.
right. That strain is a drain of 2 there.
Uh, at the
But
street?
I think so. Maybe.
Oh, 2
Oh,
Landos.
2
Oh, yeah.
Landos. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, there should totally
Thank
be
you,
2
Steve.
Landos. Yeah, I would assume that he's got 2 Landos. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I feel like
Tom doesn't
Legends.
know that, so
Yeah.
he's essentially daring Greg to come down with guys and battle him, knowing
Yeah.
that he has such high forfeit at this point.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, that's interesting.
It's on. Well, he's just checking his destinies. Um,
No, there
I
was a
mean,
lot of red in there, and
oh
it
yeah,
looked like there was the Tantive in there, but I could be wrong.
yeah, he's checking the destiny out. I mean, yeah, Greg wants to come down. The Tom is banking a bit here on Greg not being able to bring 2 weapons to any of those
Mm-hmm.
sites, and with Kirkanos game text effectively says immune to Sorry About the Mess blast proficiency. So,
Mm-hmm.
and Vader's already immune to that.
So it's really hard to clear that one site. I mean,
Yeah, you could
you could
see Chewie with bowcast, like to the docking bay, the guys who cost +1, but you could see like Chewie with bowcaster, but he might get trampled. So unless he's got the perimeter scan, that's kind of risky.
I still think that. I mean, we see that Greg has the Padme, and it's the first card in his hand. We saw the card behind it. It looks like it's the Master Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of good against Vader and Kir-Kanis.
Yeah.
I mean, because at that point you're only losing the Padme, and Tom can Tom can come back and just keep looping the Vaders, but at that point it's going to be kind of. I mean, he could come down against Solo if he loops the Vader.
Yeah, he didn't get something else. Mithron Rondo, or however you say his name, is the pilot on Merit and Decimator at Routier.
Tom Thrawn.
Yeah. So this is this is an interesting decision for Greg. Wouldn't surprise me to see him take a couple minutes just to think it through. As opposed to the regular tournament time limit of an hour, they have a time limit of 75 minutes per game, and usually that's taken full advantage of.
Then I believe it's extended onto with the finals to an hour and a half.
Yeah. The finals are 90-minute games, so this is all the quarterfinals.
So we're gonna have a nice long day of Star Wars, everybody.
Yeah.
Not as long as Well, actually,
yesterday's ran long.
Yesterday's ran long.
Done
I mean, we did have a nice
yesterday.
half an hour break.
Okay.
So.
All right. So Greg's going Profundity to Fondor.
Which is, I mean, now Greg can drain for free, where Tom is still paying to drain. But at the same time, it's drains of 0 because Tom's flipped.
Yeah, he would have to get flipped. He's got the 2 resistance guys, so Poe and Holdo. So that's interesting. I mean, he's got Holdo there, so you're threatening the leadership, but you're obviously not placing the Profundity out of play. If it's your
Oh, is that a Chris Menzel? Chris Menzel on the chat.
Hey, Euro Emperor.
Oh, to remind everybody, Jerry Hine, or Queso Sauce, he's still doing his little raffle. If you're interested in getting one of the Set 11 preview packs, he is giving it away for free. All you have to do is send over your Twitch, or your screen name for Twitch over to set11raffle@gmail. If you do, you'll be entered. If you are a Prime subscriber, you get 2 entries to the raffle. This is all free. Jerry will send it out, and somebody will win it. So, and you have until the last match of today to do it.
Speaking of which, I was one of the proofers who was supposed to get one of them Set 11 preview packs. I never did. I better go talk to somebody.
I was going to say, there's somebody you could talk to right there.
Yeah, I'm going to go bug somebody on their side.
No, I'm saying
right
that. No, he's right there in the chat.
Oh, no, I think it was Gogolin. I think they sent them all to Gogolin.
Yeah, but...
Oh, that's right. I need to get my replacement foil First Order Trooper, too. Thanks, Steve. That's the $50 is definitely an option. I'll consider that. Right. So Greg just
threw down the Poe, yeah.
Consolidated, so he's doing a free 1 damage now, which is better than a 3 for 1 damage. That's interesting. I mean, he's got a handful. You wonder what more he's going to wait for here. All right, so it looks like, yep, there we go.
So here's the Emperor Shuttle,
The Emperor Shuttle, Jijiku. You'll see with the Emperor, he'll give it another guy. Yep, Tarkin.
Tarkin.
And he might go with a 3rd guy. We'll see.
I'm a little surprised that Greg threw down the Profundity as quick as he did. And
I feel like there's an opening Greg is waiting for. And so he doesn't want to give anything away.
Now, so Tom did have Krennic on at the docking bay, and he just switched him with. So now Krennic is piloting the Blizzard Scout 1, and Piet is just sitting there.
Yeah. And Simalu is down at the prefect's office.
Oh, okay. So now, Greg goes out and plays weapon display, so he'll retrieve the 1. He'll retrieve his fin.
Yeah.
Because he still controls the 2 locations.
Yeah, and also, it wouldn't surprise me if Tom was playing 2 Gix. I think 2 Gix is probably
Mm-hmm.
the better play in ROPS, but yeah, you at the very least you'll probably see him still play conservatively here, and he just tends to play conservatively anyway. So now he's got 3 guys at the sites. He's got space, Mithron. He's got Emperor and Tarkin over at Jakku. He said to start doing some free damage. So Greg definitely has to respond this turn
Mm-hmm.
because this
And
is not a good turn of events to let ROPS
no.
just build up.
And I'm thinking though, like, do you think that Greg not flipping Tom back the turn where he just deployed 4 guys to the one site? Do you think that was smart or?
Uh, I think he wasn't sure if Tom Haight actually had the Gick,
Mm-hmm.
and was hoping he was banking on the react and canceling
Okay.
that with Odin Nestlur. Um, Now, per Baroni in the chat, this should be a good matchup for Legend. But again, if Greg hasn't played the deck a lot, he may not know the line of
Mm-hmm.
play on how you accomplish that. So we'll see. I'm sure Greg's got a plan here.
Yeah.
So we'll just
You would think
see how
that
it works out.
Justin and Steve gave Greg some sort of tips because if they gave him the deck list, they would be like, hey, in this matchup, maybe do this, this, or this. But any idea? So while Greg is thinking about what he's going to take with his, looks like he's in this force pile pool.
Let's see. Yep, I would assume so. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Baroni. Baroni points out. So if one of the things here is if Shaw flips this turn, those drains would become
Mm-hmm.
a drain of 2 on the ground, drain of 1 in space.
Because it adds one to where with
Adds
the
one of your
resist.
2 resistance characters, but he's not flipped.
No.
So I would assume we'll see him go somewhere in battle and get flipped.
Mm-hmm.
And start the drain race. All right, so yeah, so that's what Steve says here is that's the play because it does effectively negate the ROPS drain reduction. You get 2 resistance guys, which makes sense. But the other thing you'll see here at some point, I would assume, is Tom Haight will start battling to clear off those guys on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Because with domination, if you can win battles,
Okay,
here
here
we
we
got
go.
Leia. So here we go. Yep. So here it's coming.
It looks like it's 6, so maybe a Master Qui-Gon or
Let's
Chewie.
see.
He's got the
Yep,
Chewie
because
now.
pilot deploys +1.
So
All right,
will
so
we see the trample?
I bet perimeter scan. Does Greg have it? Yep.
Yes. Okay.
All right. So now there's 2 tramples in the lost pile. So Chewie's not getting squished this turn.
No, but he could be
So
switched
now,
next turn
let's see
if he
what he's
sticks
got.
around.
Yeah,
I think Greg still needs to throw at least one more character, just so he can possibly flip Tom back.
I don't think the flip back is possible without another weapon because Krennic's got 9 forfeit that's protected on the vehicle. So
No, that's interesting. Steve just pointed out, has Greg tunnel vision?
he just tunnel visioned this turn.
Yeah.
Looked like that was how he opened up.
And apparently, Chris Menzel has said that he told Steve Baroni to get over to the Euro for Worlds this year to get a Set 11 booster and a First Order Trooper. If you don't know what that is, that's any advocate has their Order Troopers with their name in the Star Wars
There's
language.
Padme, but still, so he can shoot the Walker, but Krennic forfeits for 8, 9 actually, prefect's office.
And then we have Piet who forfeits for a lot.
Piet's out,
and then
Vanny's
Vanny's there
out.
too. So there's a lot of forfeit.
All right, so now Greg will flip his objective. There we go. All
I
right,
think
Luke
he
is out of play.
I think he took Chewie. Because he didn't have Chewie in his hand.
Yeah. All right, Steve. So he flips. He can essentially not lose anyone. Let's see, because Rops will draw at +3, but he can.
He can then.
So he can do the peek here, try and get some good destinies if he likes them. So yeah, so those are good destinies.
And then he also can make Tom redraw.
Yeah, he can make Tom redraw, and he's got the force projection.
Mm-hmm.
And so, well, I mean, Chewie's immune to less than nothing. So,
Yeah.
I don't think you really keep 0 guys unless Greg draws like a 1.
Whoa, is that
That's Leia's
Leia's
blaster.
blaster rifle?
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
good.
awesome. I mean, General Leia is
Okay.
kind of a great card in
Mm-hmm.
that deck, and so why not play
Okay,
the
so
gun?
there goes the Walker.
Yeah. So the Warrior, he's still. It's not like he's not doing overflow. He's probably not even gonna clear the site. The
I don't
question is,
know,
can
like,
he be effective enough to force him to withdraw from it? I don't think so. All right.
oof.
So now
So there's a
that's gonna be
Gen
the
for
Battle Destiny. He's
2.
looking for the Jedi Lev. Oh,
I
he's
don't
not
think
gonna
he
go
has
for
it.
it. Nope. All right.
So
So Tom draws a 4. So that'd be a total Battle Destiny of 7.
Do you get the +1 for the system?
All right, and he's swapping Emperor. Yes, he does because he has an Imperial there.
Okay.
It's all route to your locations where you have an Imperial. Add +1 to your total battle destiny. So he's going to swap an Emperor for. Oh, hey Min, what do you know? So this time up,
It's
Min was the card to
interesting.
get. I mean, he gets you another defensive shield. See, he already placed an interrupt out of play, but he's three deploy for 5 power with Prefect's Office. So yeah, he's just an all-around
And so
great
then,
card, and he's going to get forfeit 9.
and
All right, so
Greg
then
just gets a.
he drew a 5, rescuing the clouds to add to attrition. He did not force projection because it's 7, so he's probably just losing Padme.
I'm a little surprised that he didn't make Tom redraw
Alright, yeah.
the M command.
So Tom won the battle, and so he just paid 1 to retrieve Emperor Palpatine. Greg decides to lose Padme. Tom has to lose the Walker, and he'll probably just lose Krennic because he's going to lose Krennic anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Steve says in the chat that no, that's the right play. I'm not sure if he's talking about the redraw or the force projection. I would see redrawing the 4. I think the only reason he wouldn't redraw the 4 is he's okay losing Padme, but he doesn't want to lose Leia. And if he came up with a 5, well, he could still force projection. So I don't know. Maybe he feels like he's saving that for a space battle. I see. I get what Steve was saying. Okay, so if he redraws the in command and
He
then
has the
Tom
possibility
draws an
of-
Imperial, he can take it into hand.
It
and
cause
so
another
you're
redraw.
not choking his hand size. Because if that's Tom Hade's hand, it looks like it's actually pretty small.
Mm-hmm. I want to say it looks
So,
like
but his
3.
life force looks pretty big. I mean, he's only got like 7
Yeah.
in this pile.
A little interesting that
And
Greg didn't move the profundity over to. Okay. There goes a perimeter scan. There goes
Yeah.
a
Well,
rescue.
I mean, Poe's forfeit 6. If he force projection, he might lose. Well, he's mean less than 5. If he force projection, he might lose nothing in that battle if he has a rebel leadership.
Yeah, I didn't see one. I know he has one, at least 2 in his deck, in his reserve.
But
deck.
I don't. But if he moves over and then Greg's like Admiral on a Star Destroyer, Imperial Command limit you to 1, then Greg could be in a bad spot and have to peel both, maybe even lose profundity. So I would not.
Yeah, it looks
moving
like
in front of Greg.
Tom only has the 3 cards. We know one of them is men. He's got the sight still, and I can't see what the other card is. It looks like a character, though. Looks like a character with a V-slip. Maybe doesn't.
We know that Min is 1 because he swapped the Emperor. I think that's Ozzel.
Possibly.
So there's Min. Which probably means Padme's in the lost pile and Vader is going to move over in front of Chewie, would be my guess. We'll see. Alright. So now he's got 2 cards. He's in the tank.
Yeah, that's.
See.
No,
Oh, no, that's Pelayan.
That's Pelion?
Yeah, it's Gilad Pelayan.
Is that how you say it? Pelion?
Pelayan or Palayan or however you pronounce it. I don't think there's an official pronunciation
I was gonna
guide.
say, yeah, we should have. I
in
should
the
have asked
card
like
game.
Tom's.
I'm sure there's one. I saw a
should have-
copy of John Anderson's The Essential Guide to Star Wars Characters sitting on the table
Yes.
there yesterday. So we could go check with the official.
I think it's gone, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
tragic. Well, we lost our chance. It's not like we have magical devices that can get information from anywhere in the world. So we'll never know.
Yeah.
We'll leave that as a an
Yeah, if somebody
exercise for the
wants to
listener.
call in and let us know how you pronounce it, that would be great. Because, yeah, we're without anything that actually can tell us how to pronounce it.
So, we were debating. Thank you, Taco Bill. We were debating the proper pronunciation of Captain Gilad Pelayan or Paleon or Paleon. Guy Palian.
Guy
Thank
Lad
you.
Palian.
Guy Lad Palian.
Okay,
Dr.
that's
Bill
what-
has
that's what-
spoken. He's
and,
an authority on most things. So
Well,
we're
he
just
is a
gonna take that,
linguist.
you know,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. All right. So and now,
Tom's just drawn up. So looks like he's
yeah,
got
I think he moved. Yeah, I think he moved Vader over, and now he's drawing cards.
Oh, we have somebody who just subscribed. Thank you.
Casey says the first name is Gilad.
Oh,
Let's
we
see.
have now. Hayes Hunter is behind Phil, giving him one of his patented back rubs or shoulder
Yes, he
massage.
is.
Don't fall asleep, Phil.
We only slept for 4.5 hours. It definitely helps.
I got more than you.
You definitely did.
And I went to bed at 6.
No, that's not math. Oh, it's 12:09. Okay. Wait, no, it's not 12:09. That's East
No,
Coast.
it's 11.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not sure that's mathematically possible.
I got
All right, here we go. So we'll see how many destinies Greg leaves.
Who's playing?
So
It's
this is,
Tom Haid versus Greg Shaw.
Yeah.
Legend, okay. Props. Okay.
It's Hebrew.
Oh.
Huh.
That's
Thank you,
cool,
Casey.
That's great.
Gilad.
All right.
Is the props the trooper?
No,
No,
it
it's-
looks like a standard-ish code clearance start ROPS.
It is not Barrack.
No.
Okay.
I don't even know where you were pointing, but I'm just going to say no because there's no barrack on the table.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that one spot right there in the center where there's a little bit of glare, but other than that, the setup is great. So, yeah, the Gick is grabbed. Tom Haid's playing conservatively. Greg maybe flipped later than he should. Yeah.
I was gonna
I
say
think that'd be news to you. You wouldn't see that coming. So yeah, so this is it's be an interesting turn. We'll see what Greg does here. All right, so he's going to drain for 1 because his drain is +1 with the flip side. And then
but
he'll
it's a drain of
yeah.
0.
No, it's a drain of 2. Fondor reduces by 1. Rops reduces by 1. But he has 2 resistance characters, so we need Luke Skywalker adds 1.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
And then on the ground, he'll drain for 2. Oh,
Interesting.
Okay, so Tom's decided that there's no line of play that's going to require a 4th sight, which I think makes sense because he wants to not get flipped back. And if you have to defend 4 sights, that's harder to do than 3.
I was gonna say, is Vader over with Chewie?
Yeah, he
Okay.
moved Vader over.
So Vader's that one that's on the bottom then?
Yep.
Okay. And so he loses the sight, and outside of that, he still hasn't lost anything else. Well, Greg hasn't drained him again, so.
All right, there we
There's
go. There's
one.
an Imperial Command. And one more.
No?
No, I guess maybe he lost something under the sight.
Okay, so he has Veers in his hand. Interesting.
All right, so now he's going to move over to Jakku. Without the Space Falcon, that's still just going to be a drain of 2, which is interesting. But also, it'll block the damage. All right. Oh, Rose. There we go. So there's
Okay.
the Rose Tico. All right. So now he's set it to retrieve. So he goes and blocks the drain with Rose out. He'll now be draining for 2 and retrieving 1, while Rops is just draining for 1. So they're, I don't know. He's got enough Destiny saved. It looks like he's planning for a Rumble. Let's see. It looks like he's got Ahsoka, I think.
Still has the Master Qui-Gon.
Yeah, he's got guys. He's just hasn't seen the need to put him out yet.
But he just moves. Interesting.
Okay, so Mithron had identified the prefix office. Tom Haid had done, and so that's why he moved Chewie and lost a force. And then
Wow.
General Leia followed. All right, yeah. So now he goes to block the drain.
Okay,
So
now Tom's still
let's
doing
see.
1 damage this
Yeah.
turn.
So now with the 2 trembles in the lost pile, he can't threaten the drop and stomp beat down at the street. I'm sure. All right, so Greg plays a see around kid, so he's gonna place a card from hand under his used pile to look at his force pile, and really that's more just about setting up destinies and getting the life force back. Probably than it is, or well,
Is he
better
gonna
destiny
take?
life
Is
force.
gonna
Lay his
say,
gun. Yep.
Lay his gun.
Lay
Yeah.
his gun. So, Tom's probably going to really want to get Rose off the table here, and he can manage it. Now, unless he has a card to cancel the react, Finn is going to react there for free, and then be able to be sent used if lost. And so that would soak up 6. So that could be a really hard sight for him to take. See, all right, so he loses a Force, Gold Leader, and Gold 1. All right, yep, there comes the Blizzard 2.
With Veers.
Yep, and Veers will come on, so that'll be 2 Destiny. But the Force projection has not been used yet.
Oh, it hasn't?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, be 2 draws here. Oh, the other thing is, did he save 3?
Yes.
I think he's got at least 3 in reserve.
Okay, so here comes Ozzel.
Yeah, especially because mid to late game, one of the things you have to watch out against Legends is the fact that when they're flipped, they can do the redraw. And so, say he has 2-4 saved for Veers, maybe he even saves 3 for an Imperial, so he can redraw with Domination. But then Greg would be able to make him redraw that last draw with an empty pile.
Yeah.
So, and it looks like he may only have 3 in the reserve, so that would either he can't redraw with Domination, or he'd risk getting just the 1 Destiny.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a Imperial command limiting him to 1. Looks like. Yeah. So that goes. All right, so he's only gonna be drawing 1. He didn't react with Finn. That's actually surprising to me. I would thought he had the Finn, because that just kind of makes that site really hard to attack. Without the Finn, he'll probably force projection, but he could quite possibly be losing 2 guys this battle. All right, Emperor Shuttle. Let's see, Emperor Shuttle's at 2 or 3.
So will we see him make the
Six,
redraw?
11. Yep, there we go. He does the redraw. Oh,
and
into Tarkin.
3.
Yeah, that's great. Great for him. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I bet he's gonna. Let's see, because he's either losing those 2 unless he force projects. But so that's what he's debating right now. I think he draws his Battle Destiny before that, though. I'm not sure what the order is on that. Do you draw it after their? I guess you would draw it after their total.
Yeah.
So it would be right now if he's gonna play it.
And yeah, I think he's still. Yeah, you're right. I think he's playing. Okay, so we do see him play
he's gonna go it. Yeah.
I think that's the right play, because you don't want. Because right now.
Poor friendship choices. Sorry, guys. I know it's a problem I have. I just don't know how to make good friends. I make too many friends. I'm referring to the guys in the chat. Got some comments from Steve and Justin there. Okay, so let's see.
So the question is, what is he gonna? What did he play for the force projection?
He force projected. I unfortunately admit that I was distracted and missed the draw.
Damn you, Justin.
But unless as long as it wasn't a 1, it's enough that he can only lose solo, because he'd be down to a 7. Oh, he drew Finn. Finn, what is Finn? Is Finn a 1?
He's
a 2, right?
I think
he's a 2.
I don't think. I'm pretty sure he's not a 1.
I don't know.
He's a 1.
He is a 1. Oof. Oh, brutal. That was not what he wanted.
Okay, so there goes Ozzel.
Yep. And so, raises 7, so loses 7. So he has to lose the 2 guys.
Yeah. So Rose is just going to be there by herself, which isn't too bad, because I mean he's going to retrieve 1, and he can possibly move her over. Ooh,
well,
interesting.
It's the next turn. And what's he going to do? He'd retrieve 1, then he have to run her away anyway. He's probably got another Ray in hand, or Resilience. I believe he has Resilience in hand. Nope, maybe not. I guess it was in his force pile, but he didn't grab it.
I don't know. I would have kept Rose there, retrieved, moved her over, or dropped a guy down where Leia and Chewie are.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get stuck with getting cleared off the ground. Next turn, he goes Leia's gun. He doesn't have run Han run, because the card doesn't exist, so Han will just be there. Now Tom's got to decide: is he going to move forfeit fodder over? Hard to tell exactly how much Greg's life force is. Tom might move one of the guys from the docking bay over to the street.
Well, I was going to say with Chewie there.
I think what he might do here is split the guys
Mm-hmm.
and just leave the prefix office alone. Um, Greg still has a decent life force, but still not enough to drop 3 big dudes and draw a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of destinies. So we'll see. And he's got the street, so moving on the ground is free. He's certainly going to run in space. There's no reason to leave the shuttle in front of that. Because all it takes is leadership, and you're just not doing that much. Let's see. Yeah, and again, it's nice with the time limits. They should still have a decent amount of time
Yeah.
here, so he can take his time and sort this out. This is a complicated move phase.
Okay, so
All right,
yeah.
so he moves Vader over. Okay, so yeah, so he is going to contest the site. He doesn't want to take the drains because he's lower on life force. Do we know how much time they have left? Let's see. It's 11:20.
No.
They started after 10. It was at least 10:10 by the time they started, I think. They might actually be pushing close to time limits. So he
Yeah.
may be thinking, I need to preserve as much life force as possible.
I was gonna say it does. To me, it doesn't look like Tom has a lot just by how he's shuffling.
No, his life force isn't huge. I mean, because
He's
got
got a lot of
2,
guys
4,
on
6,
table.
8, 10, 12, 13 cards with ability on the table. Plus his sights and effects. His lost pile is decently large, and there haven't been a ton of battles, and he hasn't been winning a ton of battles, which means no domination. So he has
Yeah.
been retrieving a lot. So, do you guys know what the official time is? How much is left in the
They
round?
called 30 minutes left at 12 after, so
Okay,
it's now
yeah.
9
So he had 20 minutes
minutes
left.
later.
So they got 21 minutes. Okay.
Plus, if they have to actually do finish at time, the last 2 turns will take an extra 15 minutes.
Because
Each.
Tom Hayde.
Yeah.
And
it-
this is nothing to say we are ragging on Tom at all. He's a good guy. But I will say this: watching yesterday, we saw one game where it was essentially watching paint dry.
Random updates. Mishki's map. Here, I can just speak.
Oh, here, yeah, I'm going to hand Hayes the headset.
Rather than me tell you so that you can tell them. Maybe. Mishki's map appears to be up on Reed's OA. Worf's court, or throne room, is beating Adam's court, like it's his audience chamber.
Oof.
And Joe's Diplo appears to be. I can't think of anything, but he's winning against the RalOps of Matt Scott.
Okay, that makes sense.
There was a joke about being wide. Yes.
Yeah. So,
Thank you,
any?
Hayes.
Do you think of any surprises there with the decks that we are seeing today?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, there we go. So, all
Okay,
right,
so
tuning
here's the
back in.
Ahsoka,
All right, so
and we have
Ahsoka
Ahsoka. We
and
have
Qui-Gon. There's Leia's gun.
Leia's gun.
All right, so
Oof.
Vader obviously will have canceled Chewie's game tech, so he doesn't have 2 shots.
Yeah.
Um,
If you're Greg, who do you fire at?
I mean, if you had a 6-tracked and you were confident, ooh, trample.
Is that a?
I think maybe
got it
swapped
back.
for that.
He got it back.
Yeah, he got it back. All right, there's the trample on Solo. It's kind of mean. It's a good play.
But here's the thing, though. Greg could use Solo's game text to cancel it.
Is perimeter scan a lost pile? I don't
Yes, it's a lost interrupt.
think no.
Yes,
Let's see. Cancel travel? I'm pretty sure he had it. Did he retrieve it at some
he.
point?
I don't think he retrieved it, but I'm just saying he could.
Perimeter scan V. Yeah, cancel trample is lost.
Yep, and that's
Yep,
what he's
there
doing.
Goes for it. All right, yeah. So he cancels the trample.
So, but the only problem is now, Tom can still get the trample back and play it again next turn.
Oh yeah.
So
He can get it back in this battle. So that was
Yes,
the battle.
that's
so
it,
now
that
he's
was
gonna use Leia's gun. If he has a 6, he might shoot at Vader. Let's see. That
But-
was a Oh, did he play Draw Their Fire? What was that? He just retrieved something. Oh, for
Leia.
Leia. He retrieved for Leia. Yeah. And he pointed at her to say the retrieval. All right, and then he
he's
shot
got the
whoever is the highest forfeit in power.
Min.
Actually, Min. Yeah, because Vanna and Simile were both numpties.
But actually, yeah, Steve just made a good point with the playing the trample there and forcing Greg
Mm-hmm.
to use the perimeter scan. Basically,
Yeah.
forces Greg to not have the sorry about the mess combo. But yes, yeah, Leia's gun shoots him
All
immediately
right.
lost, so
So
that's why it's
now
so good.
they're just going
So
to
that's the
Destinies.
5,
Yeah. So he drew a. I'm getting
and
kind of
that's a
drifting. All right, the
6.
6. So he'll make him redraw the 6 for
Mm-hmm.
sure. All right. So now, and that
Into
turns into
a
a.
2.
And he'll dominate that into hand,
Yes.
I would absolutely think. And try and get
And
something
then we
better. And he gets a
have.
domination of a 5. All right.
Okay.
So his total is +3, so that'll be an 8. And then, let's see.
And he's switching the Igar
Yeah.
for.
That he just took in hand. Let's see.
Oh, it's
Oswald.
-1. That's right. Yeah.
So
So it's a
3.
4.
Yep, 4 total +3. So he'll have, let's see,
7.
7 power, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 21 power against 6, 11, 17, 21, 26. So, I mean, he'll lose one guy.
And here comes Min again. Or no,
Nope,
he's grabbing
no, he'll
Osel.
take Ozil. Yeah, the life force at this point just makes Ozil the better play. And it's kind of frustrating for Tom here against Legends because now he has the Emperor on the bottom, right, where you normally want your 6 destinies to redraw them, but there's no way for him to use that because he's going to get redrawn. You can try to do the mind games, but I'll draw the Dominate, so you redraw that, and then you draw the other one, but he's not going to fall for that. So, right. So let's see. Yeah, total battle list, need 7. So he's got to lose one guy. It'll be Qui-Gon or Ahsoka.
Ahsoka's forfeits, what, 7
7.
or 8?
Yeah, she's 5/7.
5/7? Okay.
So
I'm assuming it's going to be Ahsoka just because
I,
Qui-Gon is
I would think
immune.
Qui-Gon.
Really?
Yeah. Ahsoka subtracts 1 from the destinies,
Oh, that's true.
so I kind of think he'd go for Qui-Gon. Because, let's see, well, I guess she 5 subtracts 1. Well, if he had multiple draws, it wouldn't matter. It's just one draw, they're effectively the same.
I'm thinking but if he Chewie's not enough, is it?
He couldn't lose, yeah, yeah, exactly. He was off
Yeah.
by 1, Steve.
Oh, he has to lose 2?
All right, let's figure out the math on that. Why did he have to lose 2?
So Ahsoka's a power, what, 5?
Yeah, Ahsoka was power 5, Qui-Gon
So
was 6.
6.
No, it's 2 attrition, but Domination's a 5. He only added 3.
So it's
So it's an
8
8, but it
minus
should be
1.
-1.
So
unless
7.
there was like a dark time that snuck in there, I don't think there's any
Yeah,
destiny
active judgment,
caps.
go. Why did Greg lose 2? Go find it. Yeah, he missed Ahsoka. Go, let him know.
Go.
Yeah, he missed the Ahsoka.
Here,
Stop.
I'll go investigate.
Okay. Phil and Bill Kafer are investigating. Good call, guys. Yes, yeah. Yes, yeah, they're working on it. We got Phil and Bill in there. You can see he's looking through his lost file right now. So yeah, we got it. Good call, guys. Thanks. Yeah, I think we're taking care of it. Um, so game one's really really close there, David. Right now we're in the middle of a battle where uh, it's Legend versus RalOps. It's really close. We've got about 15 minutes or so left. So
They decided. Sorry. There's some judges walking around, but they're not doing hard active judging, so they decided just to leave it because Greg had already moved.
that's not the. It's not optional.
It's the fixing the game state would change things. Yeah,
Well,
I personally would prefer if they fixed it. But Greg wasn't asking for it. Like he wasn't pushing strong for it. They just did.
that's.
So
I was gonna say, yeah, that's not a good rule.
yeah, I would rather it was
Yeah,
fixed.
it has to be fixed. That's
Um,
the rule because it's not. It's a permanent game state.
yeah,
It's a change in the game state. But hey, you know what?
the players were fine with it. So
That's. I think that's gonna come back and bite Greg in the butt. Personally.
all right, so let's see. Hade's got Colonel David John, so he's power 6 because he's +2 in exterior sight, and he's +1 from the prefect's office.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like so he just plays him in battles. Yeah, unfortunately, at this point they're too far beyond it, Steve. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We raised it. The players didn't want. They were fine moving along.
Okay.
Hayes was like they're already in the move phase, and Greg was like, yeah, let's just leave it. So that's up to the players in this case.
No, it's up to the
So
judge.
yeah, there was no judge sitting there watching that game as it happened. So he had to come over and find out what was happening. All I'm saying is I would further fix it. I'm not saying I think that was the right call,
Yeah, and that's
but
not that's
I
not right
can't.
because
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. It just puts a personally, it just puts a bad taste in my mouth.
so
But you know what? Um,
I mean, my feeling about those things in games is like, if it was my mistake, like that affected them, I would want to fix it. But if I made the mistake, then it was
it's
to my detriment because I made a mistake. Like I missed something. I'd rather take that.
yeah,
I like fixing the game state, but it's also like it was my mistake and I should have caught
but
it.
at the
So,
same
but
time, okay.
yeah,
So at the same time, though, it's the responsibility of both of the players who know the cards.
yeah,
I mean, that's how Magic treats it. So why can't we do the same thing? And we have a stream, especially when there's supposed
yeah,
active judging,
Problem is there's 2 judges for 4 games, so one
and
judge
that's
is
understandable. But at the same time, we
yeah. All right.
okay,
So
yeah.
they had a
But
battle,
let's
so
move
Chewie and
on.
Solo were lost. He didn't have any force, so he couldn't fire Leia's gun. Uh, so now it's David, John, and Vader against Leia,
And
and I'm sure somebody else will come over
oh,
to help out.
apparently Greg has the I think I can handle myself in his hand, so that's actually going to be really good, especially if he just lets Leia sit there. I mean,
Here comes Veers.
oh, I'm, but he could shoot the walker.
I mean,
He
he
would
would
need
need
a
a blaster proficiency to add 3,
yeah,
and there to be no close call, dark time business.
but I don't think. Looks like Tom only has like one or two cards in his hand.
Oh yeah, he does not have a big hand.
Yeah,
That's
he
for
has
sure.
his what one card in his hand. There's no way that's a close call. I think it's a
I
walker.
mean, yeah,
Or no, that's
yeah.
yeah,
It's
it's a
Blizzard
walker.
4. He draws card.
Command. Or no,
No,
force
force
push.
push and command. And domination. All right, so I mean, Blizzard 4 is kind of a guy, but
Yeah, but there's no way that Tom's gonna
ironically, Leia's like Leia with gun is like the one thing against
Blizzard for you
it's
don't
where
want
it's
to
really
see.
not a guy.
Yeah.
Like,
So, but
might as well
looks
just say
like
put it
okay.
in the
So
lost pile.
oh, that's so he's got. So Greg has looks like a leadership. It looks like I can handle myself. He has starship, levitation, effective repairs, and
Okay,
Hojix.
so he just drained a Jakku and he added one with I think I can handle myself.
Oh,
So that becomes a drain of 2 because it's 1+1 from the objective, -1 from RalOps, +1 from the interrupt.
jeez, all
Let's
the
see,
numbers.
leadership is grab, so he can't grab that, but I don't see any 3PO to loop it either, so it doesn't really matter.
Greg Olson won his first game.
Yeah.
Oh, so I mean Joe Olson. Joe Olson won his first game against Matt Scott. What was the match? It was your Diplo versus. Oh, that's a good one. Diplo versus Rob. He won by 19. 19. So, yeah, it was apparently a very, very interactive matchup, and it looks like
Rescue in the
Greg
cloud. What
rescued,
was that?
rescued in the clouds. Used the. Hey, Greg Olson actually, I think, is going to be a good tight end this year. This is just a side note. I mean, I will say this: if you're a football fan, anybody think it's crazy that Andrew Luck retired, but can't blame the guy?
Um, it was very unexpected.
It was,
I'll try not to diatribe on that. So,
Yeah.
because we're down. So now,
I think we have like.
there's like 6 minutes left.
Yeah.
And so they're getting fairly close to time. So Greg is ahead on life force. So his play here is he blocks the space drain.
1, 2, 3,
and
4, 5, 6,
as long
7,
as
8,
Tom
9,
has to run.
10, 11, 12, 13. Looks like Tom has 13
Yeah.
in his life force, 3 in hand. And
So
I think
there's
Greg
Blizzard
has
4
easily.
to Maz's castle. He has to try and force some extra damage through because Greg is ahead on life force. I'm pretty sure.
And there's Ray.
There's Ray.
Yeah. So. I mean, Greg could come down with Ray against the Blizzard 4,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Greg's got options.
Yeah.
Still
Looks
watching
like
the same game.
The
Yeah.
same game.
same.
Wasn't time called
No.
No, time should be called in about.
now?
No, you said it was called at 12 after it was 30 minutes, so it's got like 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so
Yeah.
Greg's activating.
so it's-
He's going to drain for.
okay, Mishki won game 1, and Werf's also.
What was
Mishki by
the
16.
results of
Everybody that
game
was
1?
leading that I told you before won.
What was
Okay.
the game 1 of
Mishki-
Michigan's or the results?
He was dark and won by 16 or 17.
Oof, that's bad for Reed.
18.
18. That's really bad for
Half
Reed.
over away.
Werfs was
Okay, so here comes the Ray,
and won by
Infinite.
and I don't know what he pulled.
Infinite forces.
Yeah, so it looks like Mishki won by 16, 17, or 18. 18.
Joe won by 19.
Joe won by 19, and
Werf
then
won by Infinite.
yeah, Werf's just dominated.
23.
Spocked all of the cards out of his deck.
So
All right, so he did the Ray, did the use pile pull. He drained for 2 at Fondor.
there's a
drained for
Chewy.
1 at
There's a
Fondor.
Chewy.
Ooh my!
We got a Chewy.
Is that the Pee Wee heard of, Pee Wee
I mean-
Herman word of the day? I don't understand.
I mean, he's not going to.
No. No, Worse won by a lot. It was Throne Room versus Court. And Chewy. Oof. And Tom doesn't have a Gick.
Well, I mean, he's drawing a Battle Lesson at +3, so it's going to be like 9 power. All right.
Yeah,
so
Chewy-
so he did.
He just so he didn't fire, but he drew a 6. So
Yeah.
it's making him redraw. So
He may have
there's 2.
He may have been
So
in
it's
close
a
call
5.
territory. So 13.
so-
He's got 13 power against. While Greg's got 17. So Blizzard 4 will cover.
Yeah, Blizzard 4 covers, but Ray's still
Chewy,
there.
But yeah, he gets the.
So
the
it's a
board
drain
presence.
of.
All right, so
It's a drain
and
of
Tom's
0
gonna
there, so that's
swap
not a big.
for the trample. Oh, because he has a 6 track, so he is going to step on Leia next turn, unless there's a perimeter scan somewhere.
Or Greg moves. Oh, no, yeah, you can move. Step.
Yeah, he'll follow and squish. Yeah, but they both got to know they're running really close to time.
Yeah.
All right, there's his one. That's Lando's upkeep. Now, not saving any is kind of interesting in that he doesn't know. Well, I guess no. Trample's the only card in his hand. So yeah, he knows that he can't drop anybody, and he does know he's going to move over. And
Yeah, that's the other thing. Greg can.
it's
redraw.
once per turn. It's not during battle.
It's once per
I
turn.
thought it was only during battle. Jeez.
Hmm?
If that's the case, he's not getting
Well, no.
squished.
Now we have somebody saying it's not only during battle.
The flip side of Legend on the redraw is it just once per turn period? Oh yeah, no, it's once per turn during battle. Yeah, so yeah, all he has to do is move over, trample, squish.
Okay.
You turn off on your phone for like a week, and it's fun. This is what like I spelled game with an N.
Hayes and I are having an old school conversation. You know, Hayes and I we first met on AIM. It's AOL Instant Messenger, like back in like what 2000,
You're
2001,
showing
something
your
like
age
that.
there, Phil.
That's okay.
How old are you, Phil?
I'm 32.
Wow.
Now he's telling his age.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
because wait, I'm older than you. There's no way.
it's true. Yeah. All right. So let's see. He's
Yeah.
blocking. Yeah. So Mara's ship finally moved over because now that he's got all three, so now he can drain for 3. Ray drains for 0. So Greg does no damage. Um, believe he's still ahead on life force, but it's close. So
Yeah. I say Greg
it
needs
looks
time.
like 14, and I think Tom's on somewhere around 9 or 10.
Yeah. Yeah, Queso. That basically with the we were going.
What?
Oh, you didn't hear about this? So you know how we got the
Yeah.
the packs?
Yeah.
In
So,
Kessling's pack was a stamped Rebo.
oh my gosh, that's
Yeah. So now this
wow.
is the official Max Rebo, and as it's passed around, you're supposed to just sign it really, really small, and it's gonna be like the Stanley Cup now.
That's awesome. All right, so back to Jakku. Why does everyone want to go back to Jakku? So Greg's trying to figure out what his play is here. He activated it all. He's not going to fight. If he runs, he takes 2 damage. If he stays in front,
No,
he's
if
taking
he,
no damage. Yeah, so he's just going to move Ray
because he can retrieve a
over.
weapon or he can
Yeah.
retrieve a weapon or a device. So that's actually kind of smart.
Yeah, because he just gets the life force back. He's not going to be able to drain there. He's draining for 0. He'd have to play another guy, and it's just about to be time.
Okay, so
Okay,
Judge
the
has called
just
time.
called time. So if it's Greg's turn, this is
That's it.
it.
Yeah, that's it. So Greg's gonna try. So then he loses 2 from his hand, puts Lando
Yes.
back,
Yep.
and now we go to life count.
Yep. And so now they'll go to time. All right.
Yeah, Tom should have. No, it wouldn't have mattered.
It's an
because
automatic action.
It's an automatic
when he moves
action,
there, isn't it?
and I believe
Or,
that's
no,
the
that's
site.
the scavenger site. That's the scavenger site.
Yeah.
This is just once per game.
Well, the coward didn't matter because I believe the site's still. Is it a 2? Is it a 1-0 or
No,
is
it's
it?
a 1-0. It's not
a
a
1-0?
battleground.
Okay.
I will check on that text. Hidden recess.
Yeah.
Once per game view control. Yeah, he could have cowered in.
Okay. Do we know a count on this game?
Yes, it was a time win for Greg by 4.
Time win by Greg
if
for
he cowered in,
4.
he just shuttles the guy down. Wouldn't matter.
No, he can't shuttle a guy down. That's.
Oh, that's not
different
that's
site.
not Jakku.
Yeah, it's not
My
Jakku.
brain says those should be Jakku sites.
Okay.
Those are not Jakku
So
sites.
do we know if they're going to take a break?
Probably gonna take a quick.
Okay, so they're going to take about a quick minute, so we will be back. Do we know if you're going to step out? Or...
It'll be me or Hayes.
Okay, so
we briefly discussed it in phones, but I mean he asked me.
yeah, we could probably talk about it.
I'm gonna
yeah.
figure. Yeah. So I'll
Okay,
hop on
so
the stream
we'll
here
be
for a bit.
back.
We'll
We're going to
break.
take a quick break.
Thanks so
We'll
much,
be
everybody.
back.
Baroni. Justin, thanks for chiming in about the matchup.
I just turned off your mic.
they can hear me. Who won
Okay.
that game? The first game, it was Shaw by 4 on time.
Okay, everybody, make sure that we can hear each other.
Can people hear Hayes? Is my question. It's possible they say no, or they don't say anything because they can't hear me.
Okay. 1 second, I'll fix it.
No, I mean, I'm not using the thing correctly.
Or it could be just me screwing up everything again. Okay, people can hear me. Yes, just double checking. Maybe no. He just moved his mic a little bit, so.
There's a fix for not
Okay.
using the thing correctly.
Thank you, Jerry. That one's that.
I mean, I can put.
Yeah, I can.
Whatever, I can put it on.
Here, grab your headset. He's gonna grab his headset really quick. So, looks like for game 2 between Hayes and Greg Shaw, Hayden and Greg Shaw, we have Tom Hayde playing his staple QMC, and Greg Shaw is playing RalOps. So we saw 2 games with RalOps today between these two. Okay. And then yours is. No, I'm just gonna.
There it is. All right, there we go.
Yeah, we.
Yeah,
he got his
it's
headset.
my headset.
He got his headset. I'm on one of the PCs, so yeah, everything's good now. So.
You get what you pay for.
So it looks like Greg is playing. He's got the established control. He's also got the arrest order, but instead of the code clearance, he's playing indoor shield. Tom is playing Walkling, keep the Empire out. And
It's QMC.
yeah, it's your normal QMC, but it's now the Belden's Eye combo. So Tom goes out, or Greg goes out. He grabs Spawn Door, Docking Bay, and I believe that's the Spaceport Street on his first turn.
Did you guys know what decks they were playing before you started to stream them? Did you know what decks they were playing before the stream was?
No.
Oh.
Literally, we just looked at the matchups, and then they just sat down.
Oh.
So even before the decks were figured out or anybody else we knew, it was just these two sat down at the table.
Interesting.
So I don't know if it was Matt Carulli, Schoenthal. I don't know who picked this matchup, but not complaining. I mean, we got Greg Shaw, we got Tom Hay. We have a world champ versus somebody who has. I know Greg has won or gotten. He's come in second twice at Worlds. He's top dated numerous times, so definitely good quality players.
So what you're saying is somebody in there is a masochist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not sure who though.
All right.
Any
that's fine.
ideas?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, I can say. Actually, I don't know what the other matchups are. I only saw it was being played. Give me 3 minutes, and I'll less than that. I'm tall. I take long strides. I'll be back with information.
Well, I know.
And you know
So-
what? I probably won't miss anything because it's about to be Tom's turn.
So I know Reed Smith for his dark side is playing ROPS. I'm not sure what Mishki's playing for his light side. I know Mishki won the first game by 18 in a map versus OA where Mishki used sniper dark strike against Reed's vehicles on Jakku. But yes, everybody else is plus 15, so it's looking really uphill for Reed Smith, Adam Toronzo, and Matt Scott. Okay, so here we have Tom Hay doing QMC things. He goes out and gets the Overseer that is signed by Angelo with Harkstep on it. He goes and gets Admiral Rannis' the 0-1 site, and he drops Bodhi to Leia's hut. So now he's flipped. And he goes out and gets the docking bay out of reserve deck. So, yeah, you really didn't miss much. It's just QMC doing QMC things.
I mean, to be fair, there's 4 more cards on the table. That's impressive. Anyway, Joe is playing Agents of the Black Sun against No Idea. The first game of what? It's posted on the forums. Anyway, the second matchup is Werfs playing his 17 Vader ROPS deck versus No Idea, Adam Trunzo. And Mishki is playing Throne Room against
Reed's ROPS.
Reed's ROPS.
That ROPS is actually designed to beat Throne Room and beat it hard.
Adam Trunzo is No Idea. Sorry if I didn't say that. I'm only partially caffeinated at this point. Adam Trunzo's screen name is like Adam Trunzo.
Yeah.
I don't know what he is on Gemp. Probably a Trunzo. I don't know. But on the forums, he's definitely himself. Yes, Casey, he has. Walseth was like pep talking him, like, oh yeah, you're gonna make top 8, and he was like modest, like, oh no, I don't think I can, I don't expect I'll be there, and then he finished like 7th yesterday or 6th. Trunzo, yeah, 7th or 6th. I mean,
yeah, I think he's finished. I want to say he finished 7th. I know Mescott was 8th. Reed was 5th.
but I mean, it was. Yeah, I feel like he's
Yeah, Greg was 7th, and then Trunzo
he's
was 6th.
I don't. I mean,
Yeah,
he's a local player from
Yeah.
here, and he just played really well yesterday.
Yeah. So we have Hayden now has Bespin pretty reinforced with the Rogue one. He has Raditz, he has Bodhi on it, and then he's got Harkseth with the Overseer. So that's pretty solid up there. Greg now has Piet and Ozil down to the docking bay, so he's generating a lot of force. And he's got a pretty thick hand. Tom, on the other hand, has no cards in force pile, which is kind of weird to see with a QMC. But this is Tom Hayes' baby, so who knows? Tom, I think you should. I know that the Pittsburgh crew, or at least Josh Mack is remaker.
I mean, all right. So looking at this game, ROPS obviously can't reduce the damage that QMC does. What ROPS wants to do is flip to get the plus for the Battle Destiny, and then they need to sort of take over QMC, ideally the system, which is, you know, challenging to say the least. I find it interesting though that Tom is opting to go up to space with his little dudes. Like, I'm not sure what he's expecting could happen if he left his guys on the ground.
Yeah.
I understand that he knows that the space battle is coming. It just seems a little premature. I feel like he could have gotten some damage in this turn, knowing that RalOps is going to flip. They are going to have things at their sites before going to the system. There's so little advantage in stacking the system at this point. It just seems like a extremely conservative play to me.
Okay. So Greg goes ahead, flips by moving Piet nozzle or docking bay transit over to the docking bay. So, and I think Greg feels pretty confident just by looking at one in his hand and two at the board state right now that he was going to be able to flip and hold the sites at Jakku. So
At where?
I don't know. Everybody wants to go back to Jakku, so it's on my head. Ral's here.
I mean, it's evident that Shaw is comfortable with a weak flip, right? I mean, he does have some extra forfeit on some of his guys, being with the prefect's office and his insurrection starting, right? But I mean, he's pretty content to. I mean, we'll see if he consolidates a little. I mean, I don't know. He could have left them 1-1. It doesn't probably matter because I feel extremely doubtful that Tom would actually make an aggressive play on turn 3 of the game, going after him at Raltier. I mean, it's pretty simple. You can deploy a guy and move a ship and flip him back, but I don't think that's Tom's MO. So again, I think Shaw is respecting the normal play, but I don't think he had to. I don't think he had to do anything over there. I'd be shocked if Tom made a play to Raltier on this turn. And I believe he is that Akbar? Is that the leadership
he's got
for it?
Akbar.
Yeah. So he's just going to set up his super home one at the system and say, come fight me. And eventually he's going to find Yoda to prevent shenanigans. Or he could just be coroning.
Well, so
Or wedging.
Ralatier basically says that it's the total destiny, correct? Not just the distance.
Yeah, Yoda doesn't stop that. But point is, if you can stop their Imp Dom and so forth, like Tom is prepared to deal with one Battle Destiny being a Destiny 5 that is +4, like 9, and he's just gonna play around that every turn. I mean, heck, if he can forfeit one guy and cover, then Rose celebration, right? Like,
yeah.
All he wants to do is hold the system and eventually, well, I presume do damage at some point, but.
Okay, so I don't see battle order or battle plan on the table, so it looks like Tom got on a drain of 1, which Greg then used threw away Dark Time to. And seeing some. Okay, so there goes Tom playing the battle plan, so now Greg will have to pay for it. And now Shmi comes down onto the Rogue One, so we'll see a 3BO.
Maybe he's not doing the Yoda thing. I mean, so the other thing you can do is a whole bunch of dudes to do -1. So Shmi is somebody who subtracts 1, although I think it might only be at a site. Jerome Webb, the new Ashoka. There's another character that subtracts. I mean, even Dash V. If you play just like this ridiculous number, I mean, it could be Home One and Bright Hope.
So that way, that even though Greg is going to draw Destiny, it's going to be such a low number
that it'll be immune or whatever. Because if you put Poe on the Bright Hope, and you're always subtracting, I mean,
that's pretty good.
Right. Tom needs to find those pieces, which
Mm-hmm.
QMC lets him do, and he needs the time to
And
not get early
RalOps.
pressured. And RalOps is not obviously a quick
Yeah.
damage deck.
Yeah, Maz also is one.
Yep, Mez is the
And
other subtractor.
Maz
Yep.
is really, really good in QMC, being that you play her, you can get almost all your aliens. So you'll get your Yoxkid, you'll get your Pokemon, you'll get your Lando, your Lobot. You'll get all those aliens that are good, possibly faster. I mean, being that it's Tom Haid, you would think that people would actually tech against him, so we would see some sort of deck that works against it. I guess that maybe Greg just wanted to play a deck that he's comfortable with RalOps.
Well, I mean, there's not like specific hate for QMC.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, Greg is a smart player. He knows how to play against most of the decks. So we'll see what he does to combat Tom playing essentially his go-to with for light side. Okay, so Greg plays the surface defense, so he's paying 1 to pull an effect. See, looks like he's got. Is that? I think he's got a blow parried in there in his deck.
Yeah, it cancels Clash.
Yeah.
All right, so Shmi is while in a battle at a site
Oh.
subtracts, but the
Yeah.
3PO tricks. So the 3PO with part showing has that extra text that nobody ever remembers because he's never in battle. But it's once per turn, may place card. No, I know, we all know that one is. It's if in a battle with Shmi. Oh, it's at a site. It's at a site. You're wrong,
Yeah.
JM. You're wrong. It's while in a battle with Shmi at a site. Once per battle, you may place a card in use pile on top of your reserve deck. It's not Yane.
We did see that Greg did have an effect in his reserve deck, but it was Tarkin's Bounty, so he can't grab that with the surface defense. But looks like Greg is now he's going to Fondor with the Decimator and Admiral Piet.
The Decimator?
Yeah, Martin Decimator.
Okay. Nobody calls it that.
What do they call it, Marship?
Yeah, like the female interrupt.
And I believe that is Madi V. So, do we know if this is
I
the...
don't think it's Madi V.
Yeah, because Muddy's V's game text is pretty large.
Yeah, and it doesn't do anything. I'd much rather subtract one from their forfeit.
Yeah. Maybe
Yesterday, Shaw was playing Dark Collab version, and Shaw was up pretty late. Reed took it down for being the last finalist to go to bed last night, but Shaw was definitely up into the wee hours.
So was Werfs.
Yes.
I think Tom went to bed probably early. Matt Scott definitely went to bed early because he's room with B. Fred. I don't know about Adam.
Point is, given that Shaw was up late, it may be that he's playing a very similar, if not the same deck to yesterday. I mean, he might have made a few cuts, but he was playing Dark Collab, right?
Okay.
The surprise, oh, I'm drawing 3 Battle Destinies that you weren't expecting extra,
Yeah.
Redrawing, so everything is consistently high.
Yeah.
We're back to smooth jazz again today. I don't know if you guys can hear it. This is a little upbeat.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that Reed was up as late as he was, especially that he pretty much changed both of his decks yesterday, or today, from yesterday to today. Okay.
We can hear the awesome jazz. That is excellent. So he's surface defensed and missed. You were like, we see the effect in it.
The only effect he had in his deck was Turkin's Bounty.
That doesn't seem smart to me.
Yeah.
Like, you can verify easily with any number of things in this deck. I mean, getting code clearance. No, he does have it out. So maybe he's just recycling it. Oh, heck, even Imp Dom is very important. But regardless. Oh, we're getting a reveal.
Mm-hmm.
I see her. We're doomed.
Yeah.
And off the edge.
So Tom's got.
Wait, is that a sense? I saw Tom get blown out by RalOps online because the dark side player was playing sense. So they like sensed his like one evasion thing, and they dark collabed into it was a pretty magical hand for the RalOps player. It was an extremely aggressive play. He had all the right answers, but we're seeing very important information here. There's home one. There's it could be worse. There's we're doomed. Is that a second copy of? That can't be a second copy of 3PO. A Lost in the Wilderness, a Celebration. I mean, it's all standard fare.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like a Lost in the Wilderness.
There's his cloud, or
It could be the
Celebration.
Search and Destroy card, but
Yeah.
I can't tell.
Yeah, Tom's got a pretty big hand. He's got a lot of characters. He's got Lando, Wedge, Padme. Looks like
Akbar.
Rey, Akbar. I couldn't tell what the first one was because his thumb was in the way, but maybe we'll see it here soon. Yep, there it is.
Luke.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, this is pretty much turn 2. So, Tom then drops Rey, and is that a effect on her?
This is not turn 2. This is turn 3.
Is it turn 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Because turn 1 was a whole bunch of. Wait, was it? Wait, is it turn 2 still?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I know, right? And there's a
turn 1. He put 4 cards on the table. And
That's
then
right,
turn
yeah.
2, he put the ship and they consolidated.
Right. Yep.
So this is turn 3. This is turn 3.
And just as a reminder, if you're entering for the Switch contest...
Do you know what time we started this round? I'll find out.
Okay. But yeah, just as a reminder, if you're entering for the Twitch contest, we need your Twitch name if you're sending over an email. Yeah, Tom did the 2 ships on turn 1, but Greg didn't get out as many as his locations as he did his first turn.
I don't understand emojis. What is that? Is that a guy playing baseball? Is it a guy blowing a balloon up? I don't understand.
Yeah, those are all shields in front of Bespin.
You mistyped an emoji? That seems fishy to me. What buttons did you push by accident?
Maybe it was his cat or something.
No. Cats don't know emojis.
No, but I'm saying cats can walk on a keyboard.
Oh, a likely story. Decree. Okay, so all the effects are there.
Yeah. Do we know if Greg plays 2 copies of Imp Dom?
We do not know if he plays 2 copies, but it's pretty overkill, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have one out, you're pretty happy because you're getting that consistent redraw. It's so rare that you ever actually get to implement the second one. I mean, unless you know for a fact that it's actually going to be a double retrieval, there's not a lot of value in playing a second copy of the table. You're just losing an extra force by doing that. Because you have to retrieve off of it at least once to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
To replace its.
Okay, and Greg is just going down to multiple areas on
Jakku.
Raltier, Jakku, they're all the same place. I mean, theoretically, you could almost play those sites on Jakku.
there's no Jakku system. They need to be deployed to
I'm
this.
just saying, like I said, you could. Not that they are.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Greg's doing 5 damage next turn, but
Well, he has the Kree out, right? So that's part of the reason he's able to go wide. He also has all of his forfeit bonuses out now, right? So Min forfeits for 5 plus 3 plus 1. Desane even is 2 plus through 2 or 3 plus 2 plus 1.
yeah, and with Decree out, I mean, there's at least one of them is going to definitely draw a Destiny. So, I mean, Greg's looking pretty safe.
He is completely safe
Yeah.
with that board setup. Being flipped with that much fodder, I would not be surprised if Greg Shaw doesn't have to play another card to the table.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's going to. But
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
To minimize the number of cards that's on
Yeah.
the table, he could just go 5, 5, 5, 5. Now, of course, Rose Celebration means he's really only doing 2. Although we're gonna see probably a projection of a Skywalker. There's the We're Doomed. There's the Onita. Wait, that's 2 copies of We're Doomed? Yep. No, that's 2 Rebel leaderships.
Yeah, there's the on the
Hans.
effect
Wait.
or interrupt.
I feel like there's 5 copies of We're Doomed.
It
could be worse.
Yeah, it could
that's
be
what
worse.
he's taking.
I was gonna say, too bad Greg's not playing. It's worse. I mean, that would pretty much just blow Tom out of the water.
Yeah, no. If you don't interact with QMC, you lose.
Mm-hmm. Does Tom have Pukumar out? Because I don't get how because aren't those drains -1, right?
What does the backside of QMC say?
Never mind. We're just 2 aliens.
What does the backside of QMC say?
I don't know. Let me
Thank
double
you,
check.
sir. Mike Kessling is a wonderful human being. I said it on the stream, so it must be true.
Honestly, I've never played QMC in an actual event, so I honestly figured that QMC was just too difficult for me. At each specimen location you control with an alien, your force range may not be modified or canceled with your opponent. I don't see any aliens there. It's right.
The second card, the Luke, something
Luke,
in the middle
Ray.
has 2 icons.
Ray.
Are you sure it looks like 2 icons?
No, that's Ray.
Is it Saw? Ooh.
So we have Ray, Padme, and Luke at Leia's location. So I don't know why.
Did you say something? It's supposed to be active judging.
Yeah.
Say something to whoever the active judge is. So apparently he drained for some number at the site and then 2 in space. And the alien prevents the reduction in the system. And no alien at the site should not have... being that there was no alien at the site, it should have been reduced. So, they're explaining... Yeah, I'm perplexed by Tom reading QMC. We'll see what happens.
It's too late.
It's too late. Okay.
That's what Garrett said.
Who's active judging the game?
Garrett. Okay. Yeah. Apparently Garrett is active judging this one. Yeah. So the one investment is fine because it's at investment locations. The one at the Cloud City, Leia's hut essentially, is not. Yeah. So we'll wait until see what we have from Hayes. In the meantime, I know that Tom. I didn't see what happened with the home one, so if anybody could actually let me know what happened there. What happened with the home one and everything?
Home one decided to come out not to the system because obviously Shaw isn't threatening it immediately. He went to Fondor, but I don't know what happened because then we had what does the backside of the objective do?
Yeah. Yeah. Essentially, nothing happened. Yeah, we honestly don't know what happened with the home one. Why there was no battle or anything.
Because it's Tom Hayden and things could go wrong if you battle. I don't know. I mean, he probably doesn't want to face a Destiny that's +4. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Akbar wasn't there yet, so
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So, yeah, it looks like. Okay, so now Greg is starting to go down to Cloud City and Bestman. Do we know? Obviously, the Emperor's on the shuttle. Do we know who's with the Emperor? If there's anybody with the Emperor on there, or is it just the Emperor? Okay, thank you. So now we know that Tom's right now doing. He's training for. So it's a drain of. He's got one at Fallen Door, plus the launching, -1 because of the Ralatier objective. So he's doing essentially 1 damage at Ralatier, and he should only be doing 0 damage at Leia's hut. So I mean, Greg's only going to be taking 1 loss here. He's still sitting pretty good. Yeah, the thing is, yeah. And Greg still has. I'm kind of interesting to see that Tom lost the. Yeah. Yeah, Greg grabbed the rebel leadership, and Tom has grabbed dark time. Possibly. Yeah, that's the thing is he's got Min, so he can use Min to place the weird Doom out of play. Yeah, we haven't seen a Yoda V at least when he's going through his deck at all. It looks like he's got Lando, Ascension Guns. It's a hit. Rose.
Sense.
He's got Sense.
Nabrin.
He put back Nabrin, which is
Well,
good.
not good because of Insurrection.
Yeah, well, I mean, putting it back is just
IAO.
Yeah, he's got a. Yeah. Okay, I see Lando. Okay, he's got another sight in his hand too. No, this is force ball. Yeah, I haven't seen a Yoda yet, but if you're, the question is, so Leia or 3PO in space with Shmi, neither of them worked. It has to be out of sight.
Oh my god. This hotel is air conditioned well.
Yes. Okay, so he's retrieving with. What did he retrieve with? Oh, celebration. Sorry.
Are we battling?
No, he's currently draining, and he just retrieved with celebration. So that should be a drain of 1. Yeah. Where's the war room at? Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, so here comes Rose, Leia. Still no aliens. And it doesn't look like he has many other guys or characters in his hands. It looks like it's a handful of red. I know he's got Lando in there. Or no, this is force ball, sorry. Okay, but yeah, his hand still has a lot of red. He does have Lando in it. I'm not really sure what Tom does here. He doesn't want to go against any of what Greg has in space.
What is at the docking bay? In between the
The
docking bay sites?
right here.
Yes.
That's Lieutenant Arden.
Okay.
I mean, he draws Destiny on his own, so.
Yeah. I was just confused. Like,
Is
it a AI laser gate that's deployed between two mobile sites?
that
Like,
would be kind of funny.
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
But I wonder if, yeah. So Tom is giving up the system.
Wow.
It's interesting.
Oh, is he about to invade Raltier?
With what though?
Unload everybody on that ship? I have no idea.
I mean, Tom's still only doing 1 damage. Whereas Greg is doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8
8.
or 7.
Yeah.
If only I could count. And I mean, Tom does have Rose out, but he lost the on the edge or off the edge. He lost Celebration.
I think he has 2 copies of Celebration. We also know that he's playing the Obi-Wan with the Exchange.
True. But I think the Obi-Wan with the Stations is his lost pile.
Does he have Solo?
I haven't seen it.
I mean, what other version of Han would he be
Yeah.
playing? So
Han with blaster pistol.
wherever it is that weekend.
Yeah.
Han with blaster pistol,
gonna
back
say,
with a
yeah.
vengeance.
I mean, yeah, Tom's in a little bit of a predicament at this point because he doesn't have any of his good Cloud City aliens on Cloud City. They're just either in his hand or floating around in his deck. And the only alien he really has on table is Shmi.
So, weird question. Have we seen any other Cloud City sites?
Yes, he does have one in his hand.
Okay.
Yeah, he has the West Gallery, I want to say. It's the,
Okay, the Drain
yeah.
-1. Yeah, and
Yeah.
not the he's avoiding the liability of the North Corridor.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an interesting take. I mean, 2 Orums is standard fare these days.
Yeah.
But here's a count. But we can't see what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So he's got Min and a grabber.
Okay, so he used It Could Be Worse to cancel the drain in space. So what did he cancel that drain with?
It's a hit.
Oh, yeah.
And 2 senses. 2 copies of sense. I mean, that's the fun thing about QMC. I mean,
There goes our leadership from his hand.
there's a number of ways to play the deck, right? You can fortress at the system. I mean, a lot of it's like any Star Wars deck. Like 40 cards are probably very consistent amongst all QMC lists, but that last 20 is super flexible. I mean, leaderships, evasion packages. Tom likes the Nabrin, it's a hit stuff. Last time I played QMC, I was big on Sense and Alter because my Destiny was so bad. Like, EPP Luke could sense, or Farm Boy Luke in space could sense everything. It was...
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, there's...
Oh, here we go.
There's a ton.
So now Greg just threw down a non-virtual Vader shuttle. So he just has to have a guy on there. Draws Destiny against...
+5, presumably.
+5 against Overseer. Oof. I think Tom has the Hojek, so he can get a Destiny.
Is that General Veers?
That's
Yes.
General Veers.
General Veers.
In space.
Doing work. He needs to watch out for EPP Han.
It is that weekend.
Tom says he would have used Min there. I can understand...
Ooh. Greg is going strong.
I can understand not using it on It Could Be Worse because at least you have to spend resources every time.
Yeah.
It's a hit. Maybe. I mean, I feel like Greg might feel like, I'm not going to let you control the system again, so that card is not going to hurt me after this turn.
Okay, so Tom does get a Destiny with the...
Whoa, doesn't the Vader shuttle... Oh, does Vader have to be piloting for the 6 ability?
Good question.
The 6 ability part, I want to...
I want to say you're right, though.
No. Non-V shuttle, but Vader has to be piloting for that to kick in? Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Vader's personal shuttle, non-V.
Yeah.
Yep, opponent must have ability greater than 5 to draw Destiny while Vader
Okay.
piloting.
Hey, we're questioning every rule. So, did he draw a Destiny for
Power first,
power
then
first?
the
and
Battle
then, so
Destiny
he
of
got
the
this
7.
Destiny of 7. So, but that only gets rid of Veers.
That's correct. Because Veers
Whereas
is forfeit of 5 plus 3 plus
there's
1 is 9.
5, yeah. So, Tom gets kicked out of Ralatier for thinking about it.
So, to Tom's point, he did not min. because he's like, yep, you're not going to be controlling my system, so I don't need to grab it to hit. I can let go the stupid, it could be worse, because at least you have to spend force to use it. Absolutely, the We're Doomed is going to get stacked or placed out of play on something, but, I mean, Shaw didn't have to use it then. There may be something else he could be considering the edge.
Yeah.
I don't know. There could be something else. It's hard for us on the stream, obviously, to see every card as clearly as Shaw.
I'm kind of curious as to why Tom didn't use Hark for attrition and not instead of like he didn't use the attrition.
What do you mean?
Because he might have had a chance to get rid of Veers.
What do you mean?
Did he know about this? The fact that he had the 7 as a destiny? Because if he would have drew, never mind. Okay, is that?
Oh, he grabbed leadership. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he did grab leadership.
Yep, that's it. That's why I have to
tell.
save Min. Man, I would.
Yeah, I see your point now, Justin. I put the cogs together. It just took me a second.
Rescue, I guess.
Yeah. I want to say Tom has about 17 cards in his life force at this point, and 7 in hand, so he's got about 24 cards total. I honestly don't know what Greg has. Was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? 8 cards in hand. He's got about 3 saved, and his reserves deck still seems like it's a.
So
Yeah, he hasn't lost much, but it's more along the lines of he's just put a lot of cards on the table. I want to say Greg has about 4 in his lost pile, whereas Tom has more than 4.
All right. So at 12:19 local time, there was 49 minutes remaining.
Okay.
So it's been 21 minutes since that point.
Yeah.
So we have approximately 28 minutes remaining.
Yeah. Yeah. The Fondor is a drain of 1 because Tom has launching the assault there. I mean, Greg really doesn't have to do much right now.
I mean, Greg's board state is strong, and he's aware of how Tom likes to play, which is very long columns, right? Tom is not a wide player. Tom is a stack player. I mean, his QMC wins a lot of games off of neighboring.
Yeah. And
But obviously that's not an option with IAO.
I mean, we didn't see a path of the least resistance at all.
That's what I'm saying. I think Tom is somebody who does not play evasion. He says, I'm going to fortress, and you don't want to attack my fortress.
Exactly. Okay, so Tom just retrieved Hark with Rose. He's got no cards in his reserve deck, so I don't expect any sort of battle this turn. Maybe he'll shuffle guys around. But knowing what, I didn't see any really big threats in Tom's hand. I mean, the only thing that I saw was Lando.
Right now, Tom wants to remove Min. I would not be surprised if he wants to make a play for Min. But it's sort of moot because guess what? All he has to do is battle and get Min right back.
Yeah.
Like, Min is bait, I guess. I mean, there's infinite copies of Min.
Yeah. As we saw yesterday with Worf's, you get infinite copies of whatever character you need. And let's just say Greg's not playing 2 copies of Min as well. I mean,
No.
I doubt it, but
No.
I'm just saying.
No. He's playing approximately 22 copies of Min.
Jerry, please be ashamed of yourself for saying that pun.
What did he say? Oh, wow. I will say this. There needs to be like somebody who is slightly hyperactive doing commentary.
Jerry.
Jerry is very
Jerry.
good at commentary.
Yeah.
Joe Olson is extremely good at.
Phil's pretty good. Like Phil knows what he's Phil knows what he's talking about. He's really engaging.
You and I are boring. Occasionally I'm animated, but it's usually when I'm like unhappy.
I'm more of the I see what's going on. I'll commentate on that. I'm not the play-by-play. Or I'm not the color guy. I'm the one of the play-by-play. Like you said it. Now
You
here's
know
the
what?
thing though.
You
Why
should just provide one of the streamers with like some amount of cocaine before each time. That would solve the problem.
But okay. Why play Lando when you know you're not battling?
Cheer it.
Okay, so there's Han.
There's Solo.
Yeah. On the Super Home one.
I mean, I suspect he's just trying to stop damage at this point and
Yeah.
threaten dude. And there's the stack going.
Yeah.
And there's
One
the stack
two
going.
stacks.
And here's another stack going.
Okay, so this is. Greg. It looks like Greg has at least two other characters in his hand. So. Yeah, he also has Decree.
Is that Theranet? That looks like Theranet.
That's there in that. Oh, here comes the
Shuttle moves for free because it's to the docking bay. So he spent like one force to move the home one. All of his dudes moved to Jason for free.
So, I mean, that's still...
He's not down to 14 life force yet.
No.
He'll get there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, has he lost 10 cards this game at all?
Hmm?
It seems like anytime Tom actually makes a play is when he loses 10 cards. Yeah, I don't see Min dying. Again, Greg has a lot of. He's got Blizzard 4. He's got the Stormtrooper Garrison would be great right now because Min is a leader. Oh, Raditz came down with.
Yeah, he moved from the shuttle over, so he's drawing 2 Battle Destiny, in theory. No, you can be in.
Nah,
third.
we're a little past turn 4 or 5. I think we're in turn. I don't know.
No, it's turn 4.
It is only turn 4.
No.
Well, as quickly as people play, you know.
QMC Robs, you could tell me it's turn 2, and
So 49, 40 minutes puts us at 1 o'clock.
In balance. I can't tell what that interrupt next to imbalance is, but Greg has a blue card. He's got Stormtrooper Garrison, Thrawn. Don't know if it's the V card or not. He's got a Death Trooper, which, come on, Death Trooper and Thrawn would be pretty good right now. Okay, there's a drain of 2. There goes Pukumar and the Hojiks.
You
What?
made my tournament report.
Oh, God.
Didn't you see the Beef Red goes to Minnesota
No,
tournament
not yet.
report?
Not yet.
You're in it.
Oh, wonderful.
Hojiks.
Hojinks. That's the other thing is, if I was gonna say, Those still, as long as Greg is flipped, those drains on Ralatier are still only one. I just, it's going to be interesting to see what Greg does with Min there by himself. Right now, it looks like Greg's ahead by a few, just by Life Force. They both have a lot of cards on table. Okay, there goes Walkling. Yeah. Okay, so that's a 6 and a 5. Oof. That's some good destinies right now.
He had dark timed, right? I wasn't. I was looking at the clock
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, I assume he dark timed to get around wedge.
Yeah, Kieran, that's a rogue pilot or a red pilot. No, I think that's a beef red AI.
Yeah, it's magic marker, paint
Yeah.
pen.
Yeah.
The official thing is that Joe has advanced over Matt Scott. So I don't know exactly what happened in that game, but Joe is the first person to advance.
And there goes everybody but Bodie.
Oh, Joe scooped at game 2 when Matt Scott was at 9 force.
So.
He was about the same and didn't want to see who would win a game by 3.
So Joe Olson has made the top 4. Not sure.
Who I'm half paying attention because it's this
So-
game. Who was he with? Because Bodie.
Bodie, Theranet, and
Oh yeah,
Wedge.
yeah. So he definitely had target.
I don't think he dark time because there's not a second dark time on Tom's grabber.
Don't ask questions like that, Tom.
Oh, okay.
Was Krennic in play?
No, but Death Trooper. What
Oh,
does Death Trooper do?
Death Trooper adds a destiny with a trooper, or with no other troopers. Was there supposed to be a comma in there, Desai?
Most likely.
Yeah, the Death Trooper does not.
Doesn't do anything.
I don't know.
Yeah. Huh. Well, how did he get power? Because he had. What does General Thrawn do?
So he did probably cancel the draw? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he probably canceled it. They just probably left it out. I don't know. Who knows? Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're saying he did cancel it. It was just he was big.
Yeah.
We can figure out. This is a team effort.
I think between all you, myself, and everybody on the stream, I think we make a collective group that can actually figure one thing out.
Maybe.
Yeah. Hey, we're up to 41 viewers today.
He does play 2 Imperial Dominations.
I was gonna say, please tell me Hayde paid to drain? Oh, did he battle? He had to have.
Yes, Tom put out battle plan.
Well, there was only one card there.
What are you talking? We're
Oh,
not
never
in
mind. There
force
was no
training.
battle. Yeah, I was gonna say. I was wondering what Tom did there.
Brian moved on.
Oh,
Mishke
Mishke.
advanced over Reed Smith.
Yep. And Mishke was playing.
It was Throne Room versus Rop.
Versus Rops. Yep.
Yeah,
I
but,
thought
mean,
his Rops was designed to beat Throne Room.
It was, but I'm thinking that because game one
Was an 18.
It was an
It's
18.
tough, yes,
Yeah.
for Rops to win by that much.
Well, so Reed's Rops plays a bunch of Star Destroyers. And so he just sits there, does that, and he'll drain the space for a bunch.
We know.
Yeah. Any word on Worf's?
It's worse.
Huh?
Yeah. Whatever.
Oh, okay. So he battled with Bodhi.
Let Homa make a regular move. Okay.
That makes sense.
To go beat up the shuttle, I guess. I mean, Gick
Yeah.
and whatever.
Well, he uses Decree to draw Destiny still.
That's an interest. I mean, at the 0.
Oof. And a 5.
Huh.
So, 2 veers, but redraw into a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, that doesn't break the immunity, but that makes it a lot closer. Well, somewhat closer.
I mean, he has the Gick, so.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he has to. Bodhi made the home 1 move.
Yeah.
That's the only redeem. I mean, I still don't like him in No Idea. Because you don't have one single dude or one single ship that's worth jettisoning. Yes. I should not use that word.
Got the shuttle.
Yeah.
Ryan Jelson.
Second, and now suddenly home one with 4 guys on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Tom's got off the edge, wedge, it's a trap, or it's a hit, and something else.
Still got 15 minutes left.
15 minutes left.
More than that. More than that. The round, I think the round ends at 18 after the hour, based on the timestamp of show telling me there's 49 minutes at 12:19.
Okay.
Everybody at the same time and just called time
Yeah.
for consolation.
Okay. Actually, that doesn't make any sense either. We'll see. Whatever. There is 15ish, 20, whatever.
Somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes left. Okay, so we know 2 of the players who have made the top 4. Oh, there's the word doomed. Did he place that on our play or?
What? We're doomed. Yep. He soloed it. Or he minned it.
Okay. I couldn't tell which one was Tom's lost pile. Maybe he thought he could
Crack, yeah.
crack the. Reed.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree it was foolish to burn the decree on that. Unless he was trying to, I don't know. So we know, we know that he played the Hujix combo earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So I would assume he's found it again.
Unless he plays 2.
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Then how did he get... Oh, yeah, he did, and then he lost it.
Did he lose it?
Yeah, he lost it to a drain.
Okay. Well, he's solo, regardless.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. So we got Thrawn.
Oh, watch your step shield is out. Sweet. So he can't solo.
That's
Destiny
there.
No, it's not, because the Death Trooper only works while not with another trooper.
That's right.
And he exchanges for
swapped,
the gig.
yeah.
Yep. Smart. I can't see what he drew. It looks like a 5
2
and
5. A 5 and a 5. Or no, 5
There's
and a 4.
the 0.
5 and a 4.
Oh, man.
So 5 and a 4. That's 13. That by Lando.
That's General Thrawn, I think. So
Yes.
he's power 5. The Death Trooper is power 4 with the +1 with the prefix office. So 5 and 4 and 9.
5, 4, 9, 18.
18, and he flips +4 Destiny. So 18 + 4 is 22, and he flipped like 10 in Destiny. So he's like 32,
Yeah.
32, 31. Or maybe that wasn't the Destiny. I don't know. Well, we can't deny Tom Hade's tracking skills. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't have been that significant had he drawn a 7.
So there was no overflow in that battle?
So it was 30. He was roughly 30 power, and Radis is 2 and Lando is 5, so that's 7, and he flips a 4, so 11. Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
You want to go check on it?
Oh. The We're Doomed reduces all damage for the turn. Tom is correct. So,
wow.
So whatever the overflow was, it's like they're all double forfeit.
That's insane.
Like, okay,
That's
you owe me 20 battle destiny or battle damage. Well, that's half. So I only owe you 10 battle damage, and they do cover.
Thank you, Tom. I didn't realize that.
Tom should be commentating.
He should. Tom, why aren't you here? I wanted to play some Secret Hitler with you last night.
Because Tom is going to Europe. That should be your only excuse not being here.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to see you're out there representing Team USA.
Hiding your addiction.
It's whatever.
Whatever.
You can edit it out. That's cool.
Well,
So he's
off
the edging, which gets code
edging.
clearanced.
Yeah, and so
Last
it's
-1. And it's only, no, it doesn't.
It doesn't take into effect
no.
until after? Okay.
Correct. Subsequent retrieval. And he had Ray or someone as a Destiny 1 character, and he flipped the rescue.
He actually just used it for 3?
You don't call it. You just get the difference. He paid 4, I thought.
Well, no, I'm saying
4.
he retrieved 4-3.
He only retrieved 3 forces?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. And then imbalance,
Yeah.
so it's even less effective The net on that was not huge, right?
No. Oh, so he got 4, lost 2 to the imbalance. Okay.
Yep. Not
I
great.
can't count. Or I was distracted by Brandon Beatty right now filming us.
Looks grim.
Yeah, we're Tom. Yeah.
There's probably about 10 minutes left.
Rose is. Yeah, he cannot retrieve with Rose anymore now.
Yep.
So, I think Tom just got desperate, or he forgot about Rose. But
I mean, yeah.
what is he doing? Okay, so Jin comes down now to block the drain at. So that would be okay. So yeah, he puts it at the street because it would be a drain of 2 there. Or no, it would be a drain of 2 here.
Why?
Leader.
Has to be a non-unique
Or
Imperial
is it-
leader to increase the drain there. They're all 1s.
Okay. Is it Death Trooper? No, Death Trooper is
Not a leader.
Okay. Thank you, Justin. There's a handshake.
That's it.
So, Greg Shaw?
What?
Greg
won.
Shaw won?
Yes.
Okay. So we have Greg Shaw moving on. He's number 3 to move on to the top 4. Do you want to interview him?
Nope.
No?
Nope. It's
okay.
top 4. They get a break. They don't need
Taking
to
a
do
break.
any.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, we'll do that. All we're going to do is we're actually just going to interview the winner. So we'll
No.
be back. No, I meant the winner of
Oh.
the entire thing.
Oh,
Yeah, I can do that if you want.
I don't care.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
saying, at this point, we don't want them divulging a bunch because they're about
Yeah.
to play more
Yeah, they're-
serious games
exactly.
against.
Yeah. So that's a good idea. So yeah, we'll wait until we hear anything else. We know that